June 22nd, 2022, episode 1 of the Squared Circle Relics podcast began.
Jamie Stocker,
Chris,
David Lloyd,
and this is a brand new podcast here in the UK, looking at wrestling cards and collecting wrestling cards here in the UK.
Working through every fortnight, one episode at a time.
Hello, and welcome to episode 10. We made it, Chris. We made it.
The Big 10.
Episode 10. Big 10. Welcome to episode 51. Or should we say area 51? Welcome to episode 69.
Boom, chicka, wow, wow.
Welcome to episode 99. One more left to the big 100.
Tonight we mark our 100th episode with the hope of giving you a better 100th edition than Raw did back in 1995 with Lex Luger versus Tatanka in a count out, or Nitro in 1997 when it went to 3 hours for the first time, getting an all-time rating of 5.63 out of 10 on Cage Match. We can all assume, though, it will not be better, however, than the Royal Rumble 2000, the 100th WWE pay-per-view. So let's get the show on the road as we share some favourite moments, go in deep with AEW Allure with Billy and Luke, and run through our WrestleMania.
And now, presenting from across the pond, it's the Squared Circle Relics podcast.
Welcome along to the big 100, episode 100 of the Squared Circle Relics podcast. Hope you enjoyed that very special intro put together with little bits and clips in from the last 4 years. Lloydie, how are you doing this evening on our kind of 100 episode coming up to 4 years of Squared Circle Relics? Mad, isn't it?
I enjoyed the Tatanka.
AI at its best.
AI at its finest. Tatanka. Hello, welcome everyone. It's episode 100. We finally made it. Oh my God. It's been creeping up on us. It seemed like to take ages to get through the 90s, to be honest. But we're here, episode 100. Amazing. It is a bit sad. It is really a little bit sad because Chris can't make it this evening. We are gutted. Family emergency. Much love to him and his family. So nothing we can do about that, sadly. But it is episode 100. And we've got a couple of guests on, haven't we, Jamie?
Very special guests, yeah.
Introduce them.
So we are going full into AEW Allure, and there's no way we could do AEW Allure without these two guys. We are joined by Billy Celio from Upper Deck, coming back to the show after only being away from just 3 weeks ago, being here for Squared Roots, and joined again by LukeTheCardist. Again, a little bit longer since he was last on the show, but the first time both of these guys come on the show together to talk all things AEW Allure. So we'll be getting into that later on in the show. A full breakdown of the set, top to bottom, go into how it all came together and just really dive into Allure. So that's going to be the main thing for the show this week. Also, of course, a little bit of card news for you. Want to find out a bit about match day moments and also a great tournament that's been run as well. Go through a little bit of some purchases, and of course, we want to know what you have been watching. So first of all, let's bring in our guests, Billy and Luke. How are you both doing? How's life for you guys?
It's good on this end. I know looks like Billy's doing good over there.
Oh, Luke has like a big announcement, but he's just like, oh, nothing news happened in the last week or two.
It's almost like so much has been happening that I have to like downplay it just to keep my sanity. Like, no, we're good. Normal over here. But yeah, lots of cool stuff. It's I know Billy can attest I think from our initial convo to the release of Allure, it was like almost coming up on 2 years. So it's cool to finally see, you know, what we conceived and put together and in hand, and I've absolutely been loving it. So
how's baby Billy doing with an IE?
Baby Billy is good. She's over there with mama right now. They're cooking some lunch. So it's crazy. Been a couple of weeks already. So, but it's,
I was promised if she was born on my birthday that it'd be named after me, but they decided to rush her out of there quicker than should have been. So
easy way to avoid the name.
It's still baby Billy to me, but
yeah, baby Billy at heart. But yeah, it's crazy. Everything kind of happened, you know, baby coming and Allure releasing and just all the it's been a whirlwind of a couple of weeks, but it's been a blast.
Yeah,
We settled in
looks
quite
like
nicely.
I need more work. Give me more work. Kid on the
Got
way.
bills to pay.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll definitely get into
Prices
that
of
as
diapers.
well.
He was content with hockey, and then he's just like, oh, I need
more.
another set. I need another
need
set.
more.
I still want him in James Bond. I know you can't do it, but I want a LukeTheCardist James Bond set. I think that'd be amazing.
That'd be cool.
But hey,
That'd be cool.
Upper Deck and their things that they do. Never mind, But how was your time in Vegas, Billy? Did you have fun?
I had a good time. I went down there with a whole inner of AEW Allure because it just came out. Like I was hoping we got our QA case, but the guys in customer service helped me out. Grabbed a case, and I was just like, I was just hoping my luggage wouldn't be too heavy because I was going to be down there for 3 or 4 days.
Throwing out clothes. Yeah, keeping the cards, throwing out clothes. Like, I don't need them. We're good.
So, and the other thing is, like, we had opened up our inner, and I literally spent like a few hours, like, organizing a whole inner of all the wrestlers that had cards in the set. Plus, whenever we get a case, as you can see, there's like cases behind me of just
He's
other
literally
products.
got an office full of new office, by the way. New office, full of boxes. Yeah. Woo.
I always keep the base cards. So then in situations like this, I've saved them up for a year, and like some people might not be in Allure, but I have cards of them from other sets. So I'll put like a little packet of cards for them for each wrestler that's at WrestleCon together. And then I spent 3 days there. I had it all mapped out too. I was pretty proud of myself. Like I had the days, all the wrestlers, the days that they were going to be there. I highlighted it yellow if that was the only day they were going to be there. I highlighted it purple if I wanted to get them, but they're not part of AEW. Like I had all this. I was pretty proud of myself for the organization I had. But walked around for 3 days. Got to talk to and see a lot of wrestlers. Some of them. So obviously the product came out on Wednesday, so many of them were seeing their Allure cards for the first time and were really excited about it and just loved it. And I gave everybody a pack. So some of them opened the packs online for us. Some of them, we took video. Others just kind of, enjoyed it after the fact, but, got them pictures with the boxes of Allure, with the packs of Allure with their cards. So kind of did some marketing on my own. I'm pretty proud of the set, so I'll do. The person that's going to be able to market it the best is probably the person that built it. So I was down there and giving him all the information. I know I did get a full set of the color flows of Harley, so I was able to get the whole thing in front of her and got a nice little picture for Luke. Of that, but a lot of them did see the artwork and were really they're like, wow. Like even the executives from AEW that were there saw it and were just like, wow, I really like these cards. And I was just like, yeah. And I explained to them it's a puzzle. I showed them the back of the box. We have the Tony Storm example, and they were very impressed. So as Luke said, 2 years in the making, but was glad that we finally accomplished it.
I mean, let's talk about Will Ospreay as well. There's a really cool Will Ospreay story with these cards that you went and met Will Ospreay and done some stuff with a Luke card down at WrestleCon as well for him.
Yeah, Luke has this. I'll show it since I have it and I haven't mailed it to him. Maybe I'll keep it. It was funny and I feel like I'm really particular about autographs too. Like I like to get the autographs myself. So the fact that I think he could probably tell you, but I know he either wanted to give it to him or get it signed. And I think both probably would have meant a whole lot to him to be able to do it in person. But honestly, like you don't see Will Ospreay that often in the U.S. or at stuff. So he trusted me with his card, his one-of-one card that he created himself. And I was able to get it signed for him. It was so funny. I was so worried because he had like the LukeTheCardist sticker on here. And I'm like, am I allowed to take that off? Like, I didn't know. Like, I wanted to make sure I like completely took care of his card. And I knew how much it meant to him. So, and he's got the one-on-one with the signature on the back. So Hopefully, we were discussing what pen color you thought would work best and everything, and it was a big deal. And I got the exact same card without his artwork signed because I thought it was such a cool card. So, yeah. So this is Luke's thing, and I actually have a picture. I'll get that here real soon. I wanted to make sure like I didn't slight him any of the experience of getting the card signed. Sorry,
Does that go back in your PC then, Luke? Is that in your own collection?
And it's so funny. Oh yeah,
there's a picture of him with the card.
So cool.
Nice.
And I got a picture of him signing the card.
Yeah, no, I mean couldn't thank Billy enough for that. And it's so funny that like he's right. Like when I initially messaged him, I knew he was meeting Ospreay. I had this card that I loved because that retro from Metal, those retros were just the coolest cards of everybody, Ospreay in particular. So I had painted on one and done a piece, and and I'm like over the years I've loved. I think when all of this started and painting on the cards, like the idea of that athlete or that wrestler, that subject, like receiving it from me, like as a gift, I just love stuff like that. So my initial thought, like I was like, I'm going to send it to Billy, see if Billy can just give it to him as a gift. And it helps Billy being with Upper Deck and has a little bit of leverage to start an actual conversation versus just some stranger. But I messaged Billy and he was like, well, do you want me to give it to him or you want me to get it signed? And I know Billy, like, the autograph hunter, the fanatic that he is, it's crazy. Like, of course he's gonna, suggest that, and got me thinking. I'm like, well, that could be really cool too. And so Billy, I think I was on the fence still, like as he was going out to Vegas. I'm like, I don't know, whatever works. But I'm so happy that it came out so cool, and that's definitely long-winded answer of saying I don't think I'm getting rid of that. That's my PC. It's like you said, Ospreay's hard to come by, and so to not only get that done, but to have him be able to look at my art and have Billy there to kind of explain who I was and what I did, and did the color flow cards as well. It was just so cool. It was a cool experience.
I think my opinion on it was, if he were to meet Ospreay, I have a feeling he would do another card and give it to him.
Yeah.
So I thought, let's just get this one autographed for you. So I might have been pushing for him to get it signed for himself, because I just know he probably will do another one down the road, or just give him the color flow or something like that of his work also.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point, that the hand-to-hand exchange and I did this sort of thing really has that much more impact when I'm there to actually do it, and it's not just Billy giving it to him. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty, goes without saying that if I have the opportunity, I'll have another one for him. So, and this time hopefully be like, I got one signed already, and Billy, hopefully there's a little bit of a connection there. So, but no, super, super grateful. So cool.
And there were other wrestlers that I had talked to that were familiar. Like I talked with Thunder Rosa, who he met at a football game, and like she remembered what the work he had done, and I think I showed her some of the color flow, and Tommaso was another one that Luke had actually given a card to, and so we discussed that, and he had talked about how much he liked the artwork in the set.
Ciampa looked like it was Christmas, holding up the up.
He loves cards, and I got to meet him in Houston, and not only did I do a card for him, and it was right when he came to AEW, like within a week or two, I want to say, and but I knew they had done like a story on him on YouTube, and I saw him and Gargano and how big of collectors they were and have been since they were, children, and I was like, this is perfect. So we hit it off and spent a good 15, 20 minutes chatting, and Ciampa's a great guy, but like I said, he just loves cards. So I'm sure he was just loving the fact that Billy's there, giving him stuff to open and rip into it.
I may have given him a box of Batman anime also, because I know he likes that stuff.
Yeah, well deserved.
Also, I mean, and outside of WrestleCon, I mean, we had WrestleMania weekend. Did you guys enjoy WrestleMania? Would you prefer one night over the other? What's kind of your thoughts on it?
Well, definitely night 2 over night 1. Night 1 was atrocious, and I'm glad that seems like the whole wrestling fandom kind of was leaning towards that those feelings as well. Because after it was over, I'm like, that was, and then seeing the comparisons of actual wrestling time to ad time, it was like an hour and a half versus like 3.5 hours, which is crazy. But okay, it had its moments, and it had its moments on both nights, and it had the stuff I liked and stuff I didn't like. But it's crazy seeing how much Danhausen's gotten over from his initial return. Everyone getting booed out of there, and now it's like, I'm sure he's probably top merch seller, and everybody loves him. So pretty cool.
Great work, yeah.
I think they said they sold out of his stuff 2 nights.
Did they really?
Yeah.
AEW really struggled with all these characters that WWE are pushing to the hilt. You know what I mean? Like Cody, they did struggle. You know, I think a lot of it was due to Cody. I think they struggled with Jade, and I still think WWE have struggled with Jade a little bit, to be honest. But I never thought Danhausen would have such an impact. And fair play to him, you know what I mean? Like he's given the ball and he's running with it, and it's amazing to see. But it does
it's cool. And then Hobbs winning on Friday night, which is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, they gave Danhausen the perfect partner in crime for the him and the Miz just back and forth are great.
It's great.
You know, WrestleMania, they were like Luke said, there were good moments. I think it's a business with them right now. I mean, and wrestling is almost second to the, and that's what we've been saying for a while as an AEW fan, and as you know, I make the card sets, and maybe I'm 100% biased, but if you're there for wrestling, then great. If you're there for a soap opera, WWE is great for you. They do some good storylines, and they did a great job also with their fan fest. You know, I saw a lot of people. They had like times and stuff for people, and they had everybody. You know, I kept going through all these photo ops. I was like, oh, this person was there too. Like it's like their whole roster, and one thing that they have, and I think we've talked about this before, that we just don't have yet, but will in the future, is just like a Legends division almost, you know, and they were able to bring in a lot of, past talent that still stays with the organization. So I heard that their little fest was better than last year. I heard last year was just like
chaotic.
Yeah, I was going to say, but I didn't know if I could say that word. It was a shit show. This year the lines were a lot more reasonable.
You don't listen to this show. We're English. We swear all the time. Okay.
So
that's shit.
You know, kudos for them to improving on it. But man, I like to see a lot more wrestling. As Luke said, I think they said like the total time of all 3 women's matches were like not even 20 minutes or something.
That's crazy. And it makes you wonder the fest that they put on. I know it seemed a little more put together and a little more like cohesive this year, but I also saw someone on social media posted like, you know, I'm doing it. I have this one opportunity, and it was like a photo op with Roman Reigns, and it was $850.
Oh, I won't talk about the prices, you know.
So like, I wonder if like everything, because I mean, and I heard it on a podcast I was listening to this morning, that you kind of get, I mean, with obviously all the mat covered and all these ads and this and that, but when they pull out a table from under the ring and there's a Slim Jim logo on the table, I have a hard time. I'm like, it's just crazy.
A little bit.
It's crazy, and it doesn't seem as like organic and natural as, even though in an unorganic and unnatural sport, right? This entertainment that we love, it's still like, just be a table under the ring, not, you know, one that's been branded and manufactured with ads and logos. It's crazy, but I mean, that's where we're at with it.
Yeah, I mean, on the last episode, I did a bit of a diatribe, but the boys agreed. But it's just like, I'm so meh with their product. Like, I'm never going to fully go away from it. And at the minute, I don't know what's going to bring me back to it, because I just feel like I'm a bit, when it comes to that brand and that product, I feel like I'm a bit of purgatory at the minute, because since TKO took over more so than anything, I'm just like, I'm not putting the blame at Trips' door, but I'm just like, nah, it's just not. It's just not for me. It's way over commercialized now. The prices are just ridiculous. Families can't afford it. You know what I mean? It's for the super fans that are spending all their money on having an experience. But how many of those experiences can you really afford? I think it's a shame. I think AEW.
What are your thoughts?
Shows the wrestling, shows the affordability, it shows the other side of the coin, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up, I remember there was always like maybe one or two, like the old Cyndi Lauper or, Mr. T or something like that. But
he's that old.
I mean, the number of celebrities that are now attached to this, and even wrestling and part of the matches. What's your feeling on that? Because I think it might have gone past what I'm comfortable with.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm kind of the mindset, like, I feel like this WrestleMania, they were definitely pushing to see how far they could go before it started turning people off the product. But then, like, they're already talking about SummerSlam, like, trying to do, like, iShow Speed versus Logan Paul, so doing, like, YouTuber versus YouTuber, and it's like, okay, do we really want to see that? It's really weird, like, it's all these moments, isn't it? And I don't feel like we've got to the end of celebrities, and I don't know if we've got to the end of advertising. I think it's just only going to stop until people stop watching, and unfortunately, I don't think at this point it's not going to stop, is it?
No. Yeah, and I wonder too. Speaking of people stopping watching, next year, as of right now, which they were making the joke on the thing I was listening to, that WWE is still planning to go ahead with their plans for next year in Saudi Arabia, like almost. Like WWE knows something about the political climate that the rest of I know everything is still good, but I wonder what the viewership for next year is going to be like. I know the attendance. I know they'll get people in attendance in person just because of how big an event, how many people are over there. But I wonder this, something about WrestleMania, and it's starting at a certain time and going into the night. Like, it's just kind of the normal schedule of watching stuff over here. I wonder if it's going to affect viewership in the States.
Whatever happens, mate, we find it very amusing. Oh. But yeah, it is what it is when it comes to that kind of thing. It changes on a dime with their schedules. They plan it right to the last minute, basically. And if they have to pull it, they will pull it. But it's not just that as well. There's like the boxing element as well, if you think about it. Huge over there, that whole Riyadh season and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So there's quite a big element. I mean, they've put so much money and time into developing combat sports, MMA as well. It's going to be a funny one to see what they do over the next year with the political climate being what it is. But
I think they're still planning. They announced Night of Champions is going to be in Ridder in June, and you think, Jesus, like, that's not that far away, really.
Yeah, a couple months away.
Send Tony Khan over there. I'm sure he'll sort it out.
Well, Tony Khan, obviously, they asked the question in the press conference about whether or not he would still want to do something WrestleMania weekend next year, especially a lot of the indie groups that wouldn't be going to Saudi Arabia. And Tony Khan hasn't ruled out anything yet, has he, for next year? So you might end up getting some kind of super show type thing running across the same weekend for the US audience, like do it in the afternoon or something.
Yeah, and I heard too that it'll be earlier than normal because they're doing it to line up with the end of Riyadh season, which is it would be a March date, like a March 20 something would be WrestleMania next year. So it'll be like we said, we'll see how it all unfolds, but it'll definitely be interesting to watch and see when it's all said and done, and we're the week past WrestleMania, what it all looked like, and it'll be interesting.
We can look back.
It is, like, personally, from being across your pond, it is still disgraceful that they've got it before we have. That's how we felt for since then.
I mean, I could completely get that. Think of some of the big shows over the years that have been in the UK, and the fact that it would kill if they did it, because I know there's so many passionate fans over there that there's no doubt in my mind. But
Yeah.
What it all
Money
comes down
talks.
to at the end of the day now. It's all it is.
Money. Shame,
Yeah.
really.
So before we go into card side of things, we're just going to quickly run through our PW scorecard. So as always, if you want to come join us on the PW scorecard, I'll put the link in our Instagram bio, but you can come join us over there. We've got a few of us on there each month. And whenever there's also kind of a big event, you can put your predictions in, get some points, and the winners at the end of that event will be the champion for that event. So we had night one.
Sponsored by them. We're really not.
We're not.
We're really not.
But it's a great thing to get onto. It's completely free, and this is a little bit of fun. So we start WrestleMania night one. I am your reigning champ for night one. 79 points at the top of the leaderboard for night one. We had Graham, the wrestling card wizard, at 76. Gordo joint 76. CMC at 75. And Lloydie, not sure what happened here, 69. Bottom of the night one table. So night one champion was myself. And then we're going to night two. Night two champ was myself, 81 points again. Ooh. Don't know how I've done this because I was mad. But anyway, nonetheless, 81. Gordo, 79. And the wrestling card wizard at 73. So we've got a swap for second and third. Adam Anwar coming in for night number two at 72 points. And then the Prez, unfortunately, bottom, night two, 66. So again, not a good night there for you, Lloydie, at all with the points.
Yeah. I'll be back.
Okay.
I've been very busy. And the thing is, this is the difference. You, for some reason, you put the right things and all of the weird shit. Like, all of the weird, like...
How many minutes?
Will a kendo stick be used on the 32nd minute? Yes or no? And it's just like, you get it every time. And I'm like, I don't fucking know. So, yeah, well done, mate. Well done.
So I know Chris always says to me, how the hell do you get all the minutes like bang on? Like, I always know the main event's going to be 41 minutes either side of a minute. I don't know. I just stick a number in and go for it. But it's all good fun again.
Well done. Yeah, well
if
done.
you want to join us,
well done.
That's all right. No, it's all good. We will have another event. I guess we'll have AEW probably be the next Double or Nothing, and then we'll have Backlash. So still a few events to get onto in the meantime. So let's go into our card news for episode 100. Just really quickly, Lloydie, do you want to run through Crazy Card Collector? Nick at Crazy Card Collector been running a March Madness tournament, and we've got some cool news all about it.
Well, he hasn't won yet, but K-Gust is in the final. K-Gust 61, our boy K-Gust 61. And yeah, I mean, we'll know, I think the last day of the final is Sunday, this Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
So I'm hoping he was in the lead the last time I looked, but yeah, I've been garnering support from him for a long time now, all the way through. It's like 6 rounds of it. So he's done really. He is amazingly happy and delighted and very modest and thankful regarding everything that's happened. You know, he's been really sweet about like thanking everyone and stuff like that. So if he does win, we'll get the red carpet out from him at some point. And but yeah, let's just hope he does. And thank you everyone who's voted for him as well. You know, I did feel bad when he was against Metal, and I had to get the troops to vote against you, Billy. I do apologise for that. There's an English, just is what it is. There's an English company as well that he beat that I obviously I had rallied against, but I'm going to go buy one of their cards as well to make up for it. At the end of today, I'll do that. So, yeah.
I mean, the competition that he's had, as you mentioned, obviously, AEW's products are up there. We've had it. He obviously went against Chrome, Pro Wrestling Junkies. Like, he's gone through all these rounds of kind of the products throughout the last year. Well, actually, and he's in the final, so he's done very well.
Metal beat Chrome, by the way.
Did
you beat
what?
In this thing, you beat 2025 Chrome. So there you go. Yeah.
So yeah,
and you beat EPAC as well.
It
was Chrome versus
I'm gonna go right down and tell him.
Good times, but you know what I mean. Like, I think he deserves it. He's a one-man band, and he definitely deserves the recognition. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he gets the win on Sunday. So
that's product of the year. So yeah, definitely check that out. And again, we'll put a link up in our story if you want to get hold of that. I think he still has some sets left over from the Rising Stars set as well. So do have a look on his shop if you want to get hold of some of those. Going into Upper Deck news, so just really quickly before we get into Allure, Match Day Moments, the Revolution achievements dropped into collections over the last couple of weeks. So if you haven't checked your e-pack for a little while, do have a look into that and you'll see the cards through there. I know Chris had some achievements come through for those. I don't want to. He done very, very well, didn't he? For that,
I only got greens. I was mad.
Did I think Chris got about 5 or 6 reds, didn't he?
he got 5 of the 10, didn't he? I think he got out of the numbers of 10. He got half of them. I think. Yeah,
crazy. He did it right.
So he done pretty well from there. Match Day Moments for Dynasty. We still don't have any Match Day Moments for Dynasty, so I don't know, Billy, if you can give us an update on that. But we normally record and then they land while we record. But I haven't seen anything as of yet.
I literally was looking online right now. I just that's what I was clicking on to see if it had come out yet, because I talked to our brand manager and he said, "I go, where's the pay-per-view?" And he's like, "It should come out today." It's approvals. That's always the fun thing, approvals. But it usually comes out like the Friday after. So crossing my fingers. I don't even know what the moments are. I don't build that set. But yeah. Hopefully
Go throw your shoe at them. They're only next door. Be a laugh. Just kind of open your door and throw your shoe.
Tell them we demand it.
Yeah. No, it's normally out around in about half an hour to an hour's time. So it has come out several times while we've been live on air. So if it does, we might have to do a live
rip.
Do a little live rip. Yeah.
And so that's pretty much where we're on the AEW news, but let's get into our main feature. We're going to go into AEW Allure. So instead of doing a kind of separate show like we normally do, we are going to do a full breakdown right here for you. So it dropped just last week, 16th of April, in hand by many people in the UK by the Friday. So sports card trading, we're shipping on the same day pretty much. So by the weekend, we had quite a lot of product ripping all over the place over here. Lloyd, have you gone into any breaks or anything with this, or ended up to pick any product in the end?
I haven't yet, because I normally, so all my luck has been on e-pack with Allure. Last year, I pulled 2 1-on-1s on e-pack, so I'm waiting for the e-pack drop. I never seem to do well when I rip boxes when it comes to Upper Deck products. But when I do on e-pack, the heavens open. So I'll wait. I got a couple of cards from Chris the other day. I did meet Chris the other day to give him stuff for eBay. He's our eBay seller, basically. He's our reseller. I did get a couple of cards. I got Jay White red Star Attractions out of 199. Lovely.
Very nice.
And a black Jack Perry on the base, which I love. And it would be one of the last Jack Perry. I can't collect him now. He's gone back to being Jungle
Jack Perry.
No, I can't do it. He's scapegoat or nothing to me, to be honest. And I did pick up a Satnam Singh, probably one of the only Satnam Singh collectors in the world. And I did pick up an auto of his on the I got Trav to get it for me for like 13 quid the other day.
Nice.
So happy days.
Nice. And what about you, Luke? Have you picked up any Allure? I guess you would have picked up some Allure to kind of see what your cards look like. How did you go on?
Yeah, got some. Got a stack of the color flows right here, which is cool. The first, I think the first morning of breaks, like before I got to have any product in hand, I picked up Mark Briscoe and Brian Keith. So I got a couple of the logo Briscoes and Keiths and got the whole Briscoe color flow set, which I was kind of hoping for. And then this guy was hit for me in the break, which is kind of cool. The Brian Keith, the 10. I was stoked on that. And then the other day, my wife and I were in the nursery, we were riffing, and this was in the first pack. So this was
wow.
Oh, nice. 16-bit MJF.
Yeah, big card right there. But it's been a blast to rip, and especially the numbers, the parallel versions of the color flows, they look so cool. But I think the thing that blew me away the most is like the base cards. It's a beautiful set in terms of like the aesthetic of the cards. The bases all look like refractors and has a beautiful shine to it. So it's been a blast to open.
And what about you, Billy?
We'll talk more about the base in a sec because I have thoughts. So go on, Billy. What have you been?
I have one
of your own product.
I have one Allure card, and it's funny because so I was passing out packs to people, and I had Cross and Bane together, and they did. It was awesome. I gave them like some packs. They were like, oh, and Cross was putting it on her live stream, and they were breaking and stuff. And so I was videotaping it, and Cross was videotaping it, and Megan Bain hit a Ty Mello auto. And you should have seen my face. I mean, I can just imagine what my face looked like. But I was like, okay, don't say anything, Billy. You're be professional. And so I let it go. And so then they were there the next day, and I was just talking to. I gave them packs again. They were awesome. And I go, and my friend wanted me to get a photo signed of Megan for him. So and it's funny because he's like, I'll buy you beers if you can get this. I'm like, and I read him the whole text and they were laughing. So they said, I'm like, you know what? I got a picture with Megan the day before because it was like 40, 40, 60. And I was trying to get the gold card, the gold Blood and Guts card signed. I wanted all four of them to get it signed. So Tekla was there and Megan was there. So I got that. I'm like, for 20 more bucks, I'll get a photo op. So I got the photo op. So then I was getting the card signed, or I was getting the photo signed for my friend. I'm like, be kind of cool to get a photo op with both of them. So I got a photo op with both of them. And I was talking to Megan. I was just like, yeah, it was funny. I was telling my friends. I think I even told Luke. I actually collect Ty Mellos, and it was crazy. You pulled one of her autos, and she's like, do you want it? And I was just like, you pulled it. She's like, no, do you want it seriously? Like. And I'm like, well, I kind of do, but she's like, okay. So she like goes in her bag, and it's taking her a while because they opened up a bunch of packs. And I'm just like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because I was already feeling bad. And she's like, no, I've been down here looking. I'm going to find it. And so she finds it, and I'm like looking in my wallet. I found $20. And so I'm just like, fair market value. And she's like, thanks. And so I got my Ty Mello card. I got my photo op with both of them, and I walked away. And guess what I left on the table? The signed photo for my friend.
Oh no!
And then they weren't there the next day, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" I had to message my friend. He's like, "No beers for you." I'm like, "I know." I felt stupid, but it was.
You're a bad friend.
Yes, but I got my Ty Mello auto, so. That's the one Allure card that I personally own.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I mean, I've done just the single box of Allure. I was really quite happy with actually. So I hit a in action Mox auto, so a red parallel of it as well, which is really nice to hit. Especially knowing autos kind of they're not in every box, so it's really nice to have that. I think overall I'm really chuffed with my box. And if you do want to pick up a box, as I said, they're £115 over here. Only authorised places sports card trading over here to pick that up. And again, they do ship pretty quickly here as well. So we'll dive into the set itself. So hobby boxes, you get 8 cards per pack, 8 packs per hobby box. And then if you do decide you want to go into a case, there are 18 hobby boxes per case. We give you 2 in-box cases there as well. The base set is 100 cards. And as Lloyd mentioned, we have got a slight different base set, so we can go through it in a bit more detail. But what you can expect inside a hobby box, you will get 3 common inserts, 4 numbered parallels, 8 parallels, 8 colour flows, so you can get plenty of those to try and get the full set. And then you get one of either an auto, a missed parallel, a vapor insert, a low numbered card, a ratio SP, or a printing plate. So you get one of those within the box, so you get kind of a nice hit regardless. So we're going to the base set itself. So 100 cards, the numbered base is first of all 1 to 80, and then the second part, 81 to 100, are the in action. So the base themselves, whole selection, obviously the roster, but the main difference here is that we are moving through to a refractor finish as base. So a really nice change. I guess, Billy, first of all, what made you want to go from kind of the normal stock base to a refractor base?
Well, in all honesty, it was supposed to, if it wasn't the refractor base before, it was supposed to be. When we first built Allure for hockey, I was like, let's make the base card, because I wanted all of the parallels to have color. I didn't like when I would open up Chrome, or when I would open up, Prism, and your hit is just like a shinier version of the card and there's not color. I kind of get disappointed. I want to see color. So when I built Allure initially, I made the base cards that rainbow instead of just the normal silver foil, because I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to make my base cards your inserts, your chase cards. And then my chase cards will all have color. So you have the black, the red, and the orange, which have been consistent with every single Allure set. So if they didn't get rainbow before, it might have just been they didn't have the paper in stock or whatever. I know, I mean, I have some of the old Allure, and I don't think it is as shiny as the ones that we have for this year. But the intent is for Allure always to have the rainbow stock for the base set. It just I think it looks better, and as you can see, it really does.
Yeah, I've gone on record, Billy, with you multiple times and on the show. I didn't like last year's set of base. I'm not going to say I hated it. I just didn't like it. And this year just feels so much of an upgrade to it. It's the shininess, the design. I like, to be honest, Luke, I think it kind of goes quite well with your insert as well. You know what I mean? Like, there is that, not commonality, but I think it really goes well with each other. You know what I mean? It accentuates both sides of the coin on that. I think it was really cool. And I think it's a hit, mate. The only thing that I like the parallels as well. I like that mist parallel that you've done. I think that's really cool. I don't know why you hate me and don't give me taxis anymore, but bring back the taxi. I know you've got the doubloons, but I like the taxi, man. But yeah, I just think it's a hit, man. I think it's I've always liked the red pulsari ones that you do as well. I think they're really cool. The black parallel as well. I just think it's really nice, and it's nice to see all these vibrant colors coming out as well. It's really cool.
And so you mentioned the parallels there. So the Black Rainbow comes in 1 every 2 packs on average. Red Pulsar, 1 in every 4. Orange Nice, 1 in every 10. And then we go up and up then to the Mist, 1 in every 30. And then you get your normal number that we've had over the last few years. So the 199, 99, 35, 10, and then to 1. But then we have our SP. So these are the in-action ones. So these are from 81 to 100. And this is where your ratios start really climbing quite high. So if you do get anything between 81 and 100... your miss are 1 in 120 packs, so you really start getting them down to, I guess, maybe more as a case hit, really, Billy. I guess at one point like the 1 in 120 or an inner hit, I guess. But really, really kind of high numbers on those later ones. So what made you this time round to want to split that and kind of have more SPs?
Can I just confirm as well, in action was an insert before, but now it's part of the base, right? Like in previous sets, you have had it, but it's been not part of the base. So, am I right by saying that?
I want to say it was part of the base, to be honest with you, previously. So, I'm gonna break your heart on this one, Jamie, and I apologize. So those are all on the same form. The difference is there's only a certain number of subjects in the inaction. So it's going to be harder because there's 80 subjects as opposed to 20 subjects. So they actually, and I hope I'm not devaluing those cards, but there's actually the same number of red cards throughout the 1 through 100 and the same number of orange and red and black. They're all built on the same form. So the ratios are different because we consider it almost like a subset of the set, and that's how they fall. But because there's 80 subjects to 20 subjects, the ratios will be higher on those.
That's my heart broken.
And I feel like I just crushed.
No, it's cool. Math works out perfectly, doesn't it? It's just the way it looks. It makes it look high. There's no heartbroken. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah, and so I think like on average you're gonna get, was it 8 packs? Well, yeah, 8 packs. So you're gonna get, usually it's like 5 2-in-1 or 4 3-in-1. So you're gonna get four. I think it's like 4.5 of the blacks, 2.5 of the reds, and then orange has always been 1 per box.
And out of all the parallels have been between us, so what's been your favourite parallel that you've seen so far? I know you just mentioned the Mist there. Is there any others ones you'd like the most? And we'll go around the room.
I think it's always fun. Like I always have the traditional ones. We do the AEW logo, and we do like the green and the purple and the golden treasures. So there's always one I get to kind of have fun with. We did the crimson last time. And I was just like, and I did like that one, and it was tempting to bring it back, but I try to change it up each time, especially if we're doing it every other year. So I did the mist, and what's funny is like they were particular, like you can't put mist on the face. I wanted like mist spots on the whole card, but they're like, we can't cover up the wrestler's face. I'm like, okay. But it's just, again, blood is kind of associated with wrestling. You have the wrestlers that spit the mist in people's faces, so that's symbolic to wrestling. I try to come up with something that is somewhat related to the sport.
What about you, Luke? What's your favorite parallel from the base?
Man, I mean, I know without sounding like the lower the number, the nicer, but the purple, I whenever I see him in person there, and it's crazy. Like I hit the Okada, the Continental competitors purple, and I think Upper Deck you guys posted yesterday or the day before, and it was just like 5 different cards from the set, and that was one of the one. I'm like, it's just beautiful in person. The purple looked great, but the mist is so cool. I knew it. I know I had talked to Billy about it and knew that it was going to be in there, but I hadn't seen any images. And the second I pulled it, I'm like, oh, that's a mist. Like knew right away. And I think it's cool. It's just something different and unique. And like Billy said, related to wrestling, not just some like cotton candy parallel with, something just random on there or food or something like that.
So. I'm writing that down. Cotton candy.
I mean, I think for myself, I really like the green quartz this year. I don't know if it's just the slightly different shade of green, but the kind of cracked ice and the quartz just really does pop on this base this year. I think with the black and green, I like black and green as a combo. So, yeah, really, really nice. And I think fit it out of the park on those kind of base cards this year. Any comments on kind of the actual checklist itself? Is anyone that you wish was on there or anyone that's missing? I guess Lloydie, you've had a look through the base. I think for me, it looks pretty damn up to date actually, which is quite nice.
Well, there was some. Well, Brit's not there, is she?
Nope.
The problem is, it was created around the time that there was a few people that went missing, like Jericho, Brit. A few people like that. I've had breakers in my ear moaning about it, but I'm like, if they're not there, what can you do? So it's what it is, and yeah, I mean, bringing in Tekla, or as we call her, Thekla, and Bane, great times. Like those. Why aren't those your chases? They're massive in AEW right now. Bane is massive, but you know what I mean. These are should be the new chases for people. So go and spend your money on those and go and get those. If you can't just keep going back to the same people over and over again. I know there was no Kenny Omega autograph in this one, was there? But how many autographs do you need? We were waiting on Kenny to sign for quite some time. He's a tough guy to get a hold of, and he signed his cards at Revolution, and we couldn't get it in time. We were able to,
because we were so uncertain on whether, like, because Kenny signs when he wants to sign. He does it, but he signs when he wants to sign, and we couldn't kind of guarantee that we'd get him. We knew that we would get Megan and Mina. Like they said, okay, we're bringing our autos to Revolution or whatever. So I think we do have some redemptions because we could guarantee that, but we just wanted to be safe with Omega, just to, make sure. You say this is kind of funny about, like, this is, you guys have probably seen it, but here's the little short guy standing next to Lena and Megan. Yeah, I'm like, thanks for making me look so short. And they just got a nice chuckle out of it. But
so Sam was right there.
I think we actually did a lot better than we've done in other sets. I think, like, you saw Winter was in there. Like that was a last minute ad, and she hasn't been there for too long. So I think we were able to get a few names in there that were last minute, but like you said, like we couldn't put Ty cards in for a year because she was out. She was having a baby. She was, doing all that stuff. So, I guess.
And I know no Sammy too, right? No Sammy's.
Yeah, and Sammy. So we had to kind of. But there's times when we have to, like you said, we have to take them out if they're not there. AEW wants like the most modern thing that they can get, and if people aren't wrestling, they want to have those wrestlers in there to get their cards.
And there's something to be said too about, and this was with all due respect to these people, but over the years in the past when I'd rip a box and here comes my numbered hit, and I'm like, Paul Turner. Like, oh gosh. And so this is the first, I mean, I know in years past, like, to not have any backstage talent or referees or anything like that included in the set. So when you open a box, like, you're getting to some extent active people that are wrestling and in the product. So
we did that on purpose this time too. I that's why we have the inaction in there, is to kind of you can double up on some stars, but we didn't necessarily need all of the backstage talent is great for flagship. It's a bigger checklist sometimes. So I kind of said, let's leave those people out this time. Aubrey, you're going to get your cards. Don't worry. But not this time.
One day. It'll be a great big quad of all the refs and all the managers.
Oh, God.
Oh, is this Powerhouse Hobbs' last card? Or is he going to be another set?
That's a good question. Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know I don't think he's in flagship, or I mean, we've got a ways to our next set, I think. So I can see us pulling whoever we need to pull.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I mean, he's well and truly established now, such isn't he, really? So, yeah. So let's go into the inserts then. So we'll start off, first of all, as we said, the 16-bit. So we know there's obviously the big change here that we've now got pretty much I would say the final form maybe of the 16-bits. We've kind of got that full profile. And Billy, I know on Squared Roots, you were kind of talking about how you were trying to get these 16-bits together and where the inspiration come from. So let's go into the 16-bits a little bit. So we've got 16 people on the 16-bit insert, one in every 486 packs. So yeah, let's go into these ones a little bit, Billy.
Well, the first thing we had to do is make sure whatever box that Luke opened up, he would get one. But no, I wanted
loaded.
Yeah, got it.
You know how I come up with the inspiration? I literally will just start. And I played a bunch of these games where you have to collect or select fighters or whatever, whether it was wrestlers, whether it was Tekken. I was a big Tekken 2 guy back in college, but Street Fighter, all that stuff. So, we've done like similar things throughout, and there's one of the versions of the old video games is kind of like a 3/4, action shot of the person. And I'm like, let's change it up. I don't want things to become stale. Some of these people might be getting like their second, 16-bit card. So I wanted to make it different than what we had done previously. So that was, and that's something kind of like I do in our Fanimation sets in hockey too, where it's just like, okay, you're going to have a run 2 years where it's kind of like this, and then you change it up. So I wanted to change it up, and I thought like the full body would look kind of cooler. And when I started getting the images, I was really excited. I thought they looked great. So Very happy with how they came out. I even had like you can like we pay attention to detail where it's got like the yellow part around it, like you've selected this player or it's on this player, and then if you look on the sides, you can see like the next two characters
so good
on there. So that
I was showing my daughter, and she was like, "Wait, what is that?" And we were I'm like, "Oh, it's like you're scrolling."
Yeah, exactly.
And like, so I think that I'm pretty sure that's Osprey. You can see his arm going up, and then I don't know if that's Mina on the right, but it's cool. It's like you're scrolling through, and you're currently on Max. But yeah, I noticed that, and that's a really cool little touch to him.
I played a lot of video games back in the day.
You're looking forward to the films?
What was that?
You're looking forward to the films? You got Mortal Kombat 2 coming out. You got Street Fighter, the film coming out.
Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Oh. Looks good. I'm not sure about Cody Rhodes, but they do look good.
You mean Cody Rhodes?
Yeah. Golly.
I felt so bad for everyone that like for their first time got their photo op of Liv Morgan, and she's got a freaking goose on her head and two black eyes. I felt so bad for them.
Some people like that shit, man.
Yeah, right. And we'll pay $700 for that photo too. So
yeah. But yeah, no, the 16 bits a great upgrade, I think, from the previous year. So, like you said,
of course they are. The previous year, 2 years ago, but Nick Jackson's eyes still haunt me from the last one. I tell you. It was. It's very cool. I do love the new iteration of them. It's very, very, really well done, mate. Thank you for that.
Yeah, really good. And then we'll get into kind of the other insets. So we've got AEW Collision Course. So again, we've got a nice 20-card checklist for this, one in every 13 packs. Again, we've got different parallels available from the 199 red, 99 to green, there's a 10 purple diamond, and then the golden treasure to 1, and also the printing plates. We know that Chris from his box pulled the printing plate for Carl Fletcher. Was it Carl Fletcher?
Oh,
not for Collision Course though. That was for Continental competitive.
Oh, Continental. Sorry, Continental.
Yeah, you're getting your CCs mixed up.
All the CCs. But yeah, he pulled a printing plate for that. So really cool hitting his box. And then we'll dive into the colour flows. So this is where we bring Luke and Billy together to talk about the story of colour flows.
Well, before you do, I actually think Collision Course is actually outside of what we're about to talk about with Luke. Is my second favourite insert in the set. For some reason, I really like it. And I have no idea why. It's I don't know. I love it looks like a very high definition picture of the wrestler, and it's a bit more closer to them, and I love it. I think it's really nice. Well done. I didn't expect I'd like it so much, but yeah, it's really cool. Liked it.
Do you like the style of it?
So
I mean, obviously there's AEW.
I like the imagery of it, so yeah, I thought it was cool.
Yeah, there's obviously AEW Collision, and so I was just like, when you see like online, like all these wrestlers will post their stuff and see online and the posters and stuff, and I'm just like, these ads and these graphics and stuff for Collision look really cool, and so I'm just like, well, let's kind of create something like based off of the ads that the wrestlers have when they're like. And this week on Collision, it's this person and this person. So that's kind of where it came from. And our designers just crushed it.
No, it's really cool. And
without further ado, we can move on now. Sorry, I do apologize. I just like that.
Let's have Luke talk about his stuff.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of sit back here for a while.
Yeah.
So let's go in the colour flow. So we first spoke, I think probably Billy, maybe 16, 17 months ago, and the conversation came out that you were in conversations about doing something with Luke. And then we spoke to Luke about a month later, and he was kind of saying that he was just about to finish off and start working with Upper Deck. But let's just start how this relationship first came along, really. I know, Luke, you were doing obviously things with hockey, but where did it come up with wrestling? Did Billy know you were into the wrestling side of things, or kind of set the scene on that?
That's where everything AEW and wrestling are I think solely responsible for our relationship to begin with. I mean, hockey was a placeholder for our initial. So we met going back to Sin City. We were in Vegas at the Mint Collective, and I was set up displaying my art, and Billy came over and struck up a conversation about kind of what I did, and then it's not even slowly, quickly transitioned into like wrestling, and we just were marking out and talking about not only our love for wrestling but AEW. And it was later in the conversation, or we've been talking a few minutes, and Billy's like, well, I actually do the product for Upper Deck, and it kind of like, let's try to do something together. And we connected and stayed in touch. And um I think what makes this story interesting, and especially seeing where the finished product led to, up until that point, I painted on cards, right? So that was kind of what I did, and up until that point, really the only thing I had done. And so when we initially had these conversations, the idea wasn't to design something and have them printed in the color. We didn't even really know what we were going to do. And over the course of we said almost those 2 years, Billy came up with the idea for the color flows. And we had done the hockey where there was no puzzle aspect to it, but everything was designed. And I think just because of the frequency, and Billy can attest to this, the frequency of the hockey projects, he said, hey, we're not ready to do AEW yet. Like, we'll wait for the right set to come out and the right project to come up. But until then, let's do hockey. So he gave me some work to do, and we got some really cool sets that came from that. But slowly this, it went from the talks to the ideas to, okay, we're sending over files, and this is what we want to do. And a lot of calls and emails back with the great, people that work over there at Upper Deck, and kind of the logistical of the design, process of it. And, but yeah, it all started with wrestling and AEW. Aside from the Upper Deck thing, I think it's so crazy full circle that it's an AEW project that, I said from the get-go, if I can do wrestling, I'd be happy. Like, that's really what I want to do. And, I grew up Attitude Era guy, but I had some years away from wrestling, and I started kind of started getting my toes wet again. This is before any of the art came along, and a buddy of mine won some crazy like grand prize sweepstakes online for ringside tickets and backstage, this and that. And then the pandemic hit. So the backstage thing kind of shifted, but he ended up redeeming the backstage visit for an extra ticket, and he took my daughter and I to an AEW show. And ever since that day, it's like wrestling is just everything again. And so AEW was responsible for, the passion being reignited. So for it to come full circle like this is just, it's unbelievably cool. But I'm really proud of how they came out and the work we put in, and the finished product, especially. It's really cool to have them in hand finally.
So when you were working through kind of the design, this is the first year we've also seen different images on each of the colour flows. Was that always the intention, or did that come up as kind of the design idea that you would like to try and do a flow with the actual artwork all the way across?
Oh, see, you're down on my screen.
I was just going to say, I don't even know if it's the same, but
well,
yeah.
I was going to say if you wanted Billy's side of the story. So I was in Vegas, and my friend Amanda had a booth at this Mint Collective, and she'd been feeding me shots of Jameson all day. And then I walked over, and I couldn't believe that one person had AEW cards amongst all these like fancy schmancy breakers and card shops and stuff. And so I just started talking to him, and I was just like, how much for that? And he's like, it's $1 million. And I was just, I don't know. I'm totally joking. No, that's pretty much the gist of it. It's funny. Like when Luke says we had lots of conversations, I mean, I'm sitting here at the Chicago airport getting ready to fly to Lansing, trying to work deals with him because I wanted him, and we promised him a wrestling set, and unfortunately we fell behind. As you guys know, like Metal Universe went a whole year delayed and stuff. So just trying to get it. And so because of that, then the next Allure set, because they usually flip flop, the next Allure set was going to be a year later. And I'm like, I promise you I got something. We just need to think of something. And what a lot of people don't know too is just building that set. It's before when we put everything on one form, and you could parallel stuff out. So there's like PMS plates that you put, and you use the same photo of the wrestler, and the colors, the PMS plates, you can just change to 2 different colors. And it's a much more efficient and cheaper way you can put other inserts on that and have other color parallels of those inserts on the same form. To do it the way that we did it, we had to have all, is it 100 cards, 20 subjects? We had to have all 100 cards on one form. So that's a whole new 4-color. And we had to step away. And this is one of the things I kind of had to fight for, because previously, like, the blue purples were rarer than the red oranges. And so we kind of had to step away from that. And I had to convince my boss. I'm like, look, people are going to he's like, well, I want a chase factor. And that's where the numbered ones come on. Like, you'll still get your chase factor. You'll still get your tiered chase factor. I go, but we have to do it this way to, make it cost out and everything like that. So he trusted me. Thank God. And, I haven't heard a single person complain that the blue purples are rarer than the red oranges. They're all just really excited to see the cards and see the artwork and try to complete the set. And then when they do get one of the chase number cards, they get excited about that too. But we really had to change the way that we make these cards internally to have this happen. And I'm glad we did. And we've made the same decision for Luke to come back and do it for our hockey set. And I had to, I don't build the hockey set anymore, but I had to get our guy that is building it to move some stuff around, because he had built it the regular way, because he was used to, that's how you build it. And I'm like, you got to build it differently. And so I had to kind of show him the steps of being able to do it. But, I think, we did 20 wrestlers. I would like to believe that we can do another set in the future with 20 new wrestlers. And then I got to figure out something else for him to do. Or else he's just going to be Mr. Mom at home.
Oh, God. Well, we have the time. And I think that's what's so cool about it, is it's so exciting to see what was created, but also there's so much enthusiasm and excitement for the future, because there are so many awesome names that weren't included in this first go around think of a Darby Allin 5-piece color flow, or a Fletcher, or you just keep the list goes, Moxley, Kenny, Hangman. There's so many cool ones that could be done. And so that's what's, this is just cool to see. And like, I have this example right here, like, of like the different, same card, but the parallel, and they look so cool. And a little side note, when I hand paint my cards, I sign them on the back and I number them 101. My signature has kind of become like a, B logo, sub tier logo, but I still use it in a lot of my branding. And so, we had the idea, like, what if we put like a facsimile auto on the back of the card? And sure enough, and we had the conversations, and I sent over the files, but never really knew, like, did it actually happen? And when Billy got the first look, he's like, I'm so glad we did that. I'm like, oh, that's so badass, because I still get a kick every time I see it. And the coolest part is because there's one per pack. We're sitting there ripping, and you rip the pack open, and literally the first thing you see when the wrapper parts is my signature in the middle. So it's a really cool moment. I'm super proud of this. So
the color flow is always the last card in the pack.
Yeah.
So if you open it from behind, it's always the first thing you're going to see.
Yeah.
So I do get a little bit of information out of Billy here and there, but it's the one thing he didn't tell me about. He didn't. And when I watched the break for the first time, I was like, "What's on the back?" And then it took me like about 10 seconds to twig that it's your auto, and I'm like, oh shit, that's so cool, man. No, I did not expect that. That is cool. Yeah, that is really cool, man. So yeah, well, like, yeah.
Yeah, his signature's like those basketball players that have a million cards to sign. Like, I can't even make it out, but somehow that says LukeTheCardist right there.
I think there's an L and a G and I in there. But what's funny is I used that since like junior high. I whenever it was time to, like, I remember seeing my dad sign his name, and his is kind of wonky like that. And so I'm like, I got to get mine. And it literally has been the same for the last 20 years, which is insane. But seeing it on the back of the cards is so cool. And I can't say enough. Like, I'm loving it. Absolutely.
It's never been done before, has it? I can't think of another set where there's an artist's signature on the back for
I'd be pressed. But yeah, if it's wrestling cards. I can't recall, but it's it's just really neat to see every time. And for my daughter, that's like I see her kind of the grin every time she'll open a pack or and then on top of that, like I made the joke last night and I posted on my story and so I'm watching Dynamite on Wednesday and it's in the middle of the Shirakawa Shida match and Excalibur's like, presented by Upper Deck now, and starts going on. I'm like, oh, they're doing Upper Deck, and then I look, and there's a card layout, and I'm like, that's my card right there. So I'm like pausing it. I'm running in to go get him. Like, you guys got to see this. And so I made the joke last night. I go, hey, Arabelle, still my daughter. Go, do you have any friends or do you know anyone that's had their artwork on national TV lately? She like rolls her eyes. I'm like, shut up. I'm like, okay, I just want to make sure you know how cool this is. But
wow, flexing to your own daughter. That's amazing.
I have to. Yeah, she's the closest one I can reach, and she puts up with it. But
yeah, because the white would be like, I don't care. Take out the garbage.
Yeah, that's about it. I'm getting this time right now, which is crazy. But no, and that's what's cool too is they love AEW as well. My daughter and my wife, and the amount of shows that they've been to with me, and we're all in together with Billy and the rest of the team, and so they love it. So to have like them get to be a part of this, regardless of what it is cool. But for them to see it, an AEW product is it's really cool for all of us.
And you mentioned there about obviously the parallels to the spectrums is kind of what we would see for the achievement ones last year. Are we going to see this in EPAC at some point? Are we going to see the full rainbow ones that go alongside this, or is it what we're going to get?
They'll be back. Oh, and here's Harley with her full set.
Nice,
so cool. And hers is, and I have my favorites, and especially with how long each one took, like. At some point in designing of all of them, like I'm falling in love with what I'm doing in the moment and love, and it kind of ebbs and flows. But Harley's is a really cool one, and even like hologram. Like I remember doing it. I'm like, this is cool. Not sure it's like my top, but you print it. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like the binary code and stuff like that. And there's little Easter eggs that I'm sure people still haven't really put together, and it's just because the thought went into it, designing them that. I know everything that's on there, but I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that a lot of people still haven't really figured out, or looked too deep into what it is on there. Like Garcia has the city of Buffalo, New York's logo coming out of the sides of it. And that's, unless you knew the Buffalo logo or symbol, you wouldn't really have any idea. But from like Hook to the Doritos with the hook on it, and like even Swerve's records on his color flow, it says house call on the inner of the record. So lots of cool little stuff like that, which I feel like I know Billy, how much he loves AEW and loves wrestling, and myself as well. Like, I think that's the attention to detail that we really, I think, hit the nail on the head with, that had it been someone who wasn't as much of a fan or didn't know the product, that's stuff that probably would have been just thrown by the wayside.
Cool.
No, it's really cool.
Yeah, really
like I say, the little details. And are you guys chasing any that you're going to get the full set? Is there any one that you're going to try and complete? I think probably I'm going to go after Willow. I think out of
Willow's is a great. I love that set. I'm a little sour because there's certain. I want to get the whole set of everyone just in base, and because of the difficulty. The reality is, potentially only 25 people with every set can have a complete set because the blue purple's out of 25. And I set my alarm for like 4:50 this morning because the auction ended on a Megan Bain blue purple to 25. And I woke up like an hour and a half after, and my alarm, it didn't go off. And I'm like, well, there goes that one.
Rise.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'd love to have the Osprey in the Pulsar and the parallel set. That would be really, really neat.
Julia Gulia. That's one of my favorites, because she just looks so cool with her hats and stuff. It looks awesome. That's probably one that I'll go after.
Tony Storm. I'm not a Tony Storm collector. I just love the flow, and I love Tony Storm's flow. Didn't think I'd say that on the show.
Clip that right there.
Yeah. It's on brand. It's a cool, like everyone I've seen of it, I just think it's really cool. It goes really well with her persona as well. So yeah, 100%.
Cool. And I don't know, like the font in her name is the font from the Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
The same font that they used in the hills. So there's a little fun little backstory that I don't even know if Billy and I talked about this, but this is since I know we're allowed to curse, and I'll still try to curb the crudeness of this. But so all the designs I did, there was very little notes at the end, like, hey, this needs to be changed or that needs to be changed. But so I was doing the Queen Amanada set, and there are different things that I included, her gimmick, and I think I had spears, which like in some of her, the garb that she wore and the jewelry, like there was some spears included, and it's like the West African stuff. So that was taken off. I get that. Like I've dealt with enough of that to know, like, okay, spears, weapon, whatever. But I also included, she would wear a puka shell necklace and a lot of puka shell jewelry, bracelets, whatever in her attire. And so I had done little puka shells spread throughout the the set. And I finished it and I did it and I'm looking at it and my buddy Robbie, who Billy knows, he was there with us at All In. He's like, and the guy who took me to my first AEW show. So he was in town and I like kind of showed him a little sneak peek of what I was working on. And he's like, dude, what are those? I go, those are puka shells. He goes, oh, he essentially said they looked like female anatomy, all spread throughout the card. And I go, oh man, I couldn't unsee it from that moment. I'm like, well, maybe it's just our eyes. Maybe no one else will see that. And I end up getting the email about the spears, but then it was backdoored with, and the shell, I don't know how they put it, but like, can't really decipher exactly what those are. So if those could be removed, I was like, oh, I 10-4. I hear you loud and clear. There was no arguing that. But yeah, that was a different style at one point, but I got a kick out of that. That's the only change that was needed to be made. So,
oh, dude. So, other than that, you're very happy with the set. You're pleased with what you've done.
I am just over the moon. I think they turned out great, and even like I said, the crumb stock, and they just look great in hand. So, I'm happy.
Nice. And again, if you want to get the flows, people are already putting their full flows up. So have a look on eBay and say just grab those while you can. Full flows.
Full flows. And I'll say this too, like I'm happy because it's released, but I've gotten just as much gratification and feeling so good about every break I've watched and the videos I've seen. I think the overwhelming responses has been really positive with the color flows, and so hearing other people get excited and like the product is that's been really awesome to hear too, because I wanted everyone to love them. I wanted everyone to like them as much as I did. So I was really happy with just the overall reception.
I did have to bring Luke back down to earth. He sent me a picture of his 16-bit, and I said, that's the best artwork in the set.
I said, I'll take it.
Please, if you get to do Jericho, not next year, the year after, when you do the set, please have a list going all the way through 5 cards. It'd be hilarious.
And then to take it a step further, make sure that names and things are actually on the list going through that'd be cool.
Yeah, just cool. Armbar 1,000 times on it.
Oh, no, that's too good.
So we'll rattle through the last of the inserts as we go through. So as I mentioned, the Continental competitors, the other CC, get the same parallels, so 20 cards within that set to pick up. The doubloons are making a comeback again, 33 to get within the set, 1 in 146 packs.
A lot better cards, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, with regard to like image and design, I did like that a lot better this year, to be honest.
And I know, Lloydie, you picked up a couple of them before. Do you think you're going to pick them up this year as you see them, or?
I always seem like if I hit a big card, like people always try to trade me the doubloons as like I had like the Mariah May and bits and pieces from the last one, so which I then traded away. But yeah, I mean, there's some great names on there. You know, I need my Switchblade at some point, so I'm gonna have to get it. I don't know.
There's a good price on eBay for one.
The Megan Bain. I mean, I have to get it at some point. And Anna Jay, I'm loving it. Honestly, that picture you sent us, Billy, with Anna Jay the other day, got us all hot under the collar, didn't it, Jamie? We're all like, she's actually really hot. So
you know what? It's funny. They told me the first signing that they had, and I didn't go to it. They're like, in person, they were like, Anna Jay is one of the most naturally beautiful people in the org. And I'm like, okay, because you saw what she looked like in the first card we made of her. I'm like,
yeah,
we did not do her justice. And so, you know, we've had obviously more cards of her come out. I actually felt bad giving her, because I think I put the base card on the front of the cards because that's like whatever. And I think she kind of has a weird face on the base, but some of her inserts, she looks very good in. And so I was happy. I was contemplating getting the photo op. I was very hesitant to get pay for photo ops for a lot of the people, just because, you know, I see these people all the time and whatever. But I had with the Megan Bain, I took the photo op because my friend messaged me. It was like, you need to get a picture with this person just to make me jealous. Well, challenge accepted. Okay. So I did that. And I think most of the other photo ops I got actually were not AEW wrestlers. So I got to act a little professional in situations like that. Like, I was paying for autographs because I have my own personal collection, but I didn't want to be like, oh, that's the guy that got the photo op with these people or with me before.
Cool.
You said about getting the Megan Bain, Lloydie. The only one that's on eBay now got 5 days on it. It's already over $300. So you're talking about her being the chase.
Not gonna happen.
No, but she's definitely the biggest name for people to be chasing in this set.
Well, let's just wait for E-Pack and see what happens.
See what magic is there.
That's where the magic happens for Lloydie. So let's just see.
And then
they as well. I'm just checking. Did you? I mean, we have to talk about the other doubloon as well.
This was run into next. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, it's a bit of a chase, isn't it?
Number 34. So doubloon number 34, championship belt, 1 in 14,400 packs.
Yep.
Billy, what is this? Talk to us about what this is.
You know, I remember. Did you ever play Raw Deal?
Yeah.
Oh God, don't get him started.
Yeah. So there were belt cards that were
there.
extremely rare to get, like one of the rarest cards to get in Raw Deal. And so that is an ode to Raw Deal, is because I have a whole bunch of them. I'm going to probably be bringing back a bunch when I go back to Michigan and clean out my garage. But that is an ode to Raw Deal. They had a championship belt that was almost impossible to find. And that I wanted to do that. And so there's 100 spots on a form. So there's 33 regular doubloons. You put that up 3 times, and then you have a spot for one more card. And that's the card I made.
And what is it? Just the AEW belt? Is it just like that Raw Deal one? Then is it?
It's the AEW belt. Yeah.
Nice.
Belt.
And so how many are there?
I can't tell you that.
He never says.
This is the
Luke,
stuff that it goes over my head, and I'm like, he's like, no, that's
every time these we always ask him, what have you got, numbers? Have you got figures? No, I never get anything. I
mean, there can't be. I mean, for 1 in 14,000.
Okay, think about it. If you want to do some math, and someone will probably can figure this out. But you don't know the number how many doubloons there are. But if I said that the doubloons are up 3 times and this is only up once, that means it's probably 3 times harder to get the belt card than it is to get a doubloon card. And doubloon cards themselves are tough to get. How many there are per card.
If we knew how many cases, Luke,
I'd love to tell
I
you.
could do the math.
Here's the missing part we need.
I was about to say, I need
this is what you're not
for
getting.
A. Yeah, give me A, please.
I can guesstimate it. Just give me a couple of seconds.
That's pretty easy.
I can do a guesstimation. Like I was trying to work.
So for every 100 doubloons, there's one.
For every 99 doubloons, there's one.
99. Yes, that's crazy.
Oh no! Oh yeah, 99. There's one. Yes.
Yeah.
I had
my
mate.
Well,
my mate got a Mina auto the other day, and he was trying to like say, he was debating about buying it, and he was looking at me going, "Oh, how many do you think that there are?" I said, "Oh, give me a second, I'll do some math," and I worked out, and I was like, probably around 50. And he was like, "How do you do this?" And it's like, "Well, I'm guesstimating on how many cases they've actually created versus, and you just round up the number." Like it's, but without knowing how many cases that there are, it is a guess.
It's a huge hit, regardless.
Yeah, still haven't seen any. I still haven't seen any.
I haven't either.
No, I'm seeing it. No.
And you think, I do wonder as well, like, how many people will appreciate if they do hit that, will appreciate it as rare as it is. I'll be interested to see kind of what happens with that. But yeah, one to definitely go after. Then we'll go into the glow vectors. So these are 25 cards again within this insert set, one in every 11 packs. And we have the different variety and parallels from 199 down to 99.10, the ones and the printing plates again. And then we go into the new edition of this year's set. So we have moved now from shirts, merchandise. We're now into Mean Mugging. Full-size card of a Mean Mugging. 20 cards, 1 in 144 packs. Now, this has got a whole selection of people on a mug die cut. So, Billy, what came up with the idea of Mean Mugging?
I mean, it just sounded fun.
Edibles.
It sounded fun. Like they always have like a face, or like when they're pictures, and I'm just like, I'm going to show you a video that has not been released yet, but it's my personal video. We might release it as for marketing, but I'll just show it to you because it's, like I said, it's mine.
I've seen it. Have I seen it?
I think I sent it to you.
It's that, yeah.
But it's, Statlander. She's just like holding it because we pulled one. And she's holding it. She's like, what is this? Like, I want you to like pretend like you're mad, like mean mugging, like you're mugging. And I said, and then say, I don't get it. And of course, she didn't get her one line right, but it still came out great. So I'm not complaining. But yeah,
Still use it.
it's just something fun. Like I did the buses and billboards, which the billboard part got canceled because of Billboard Music. It had copyrighted the name Billboard, so I could only do buses. But it was just a fun little rare insert. Like I like to do die cuts every now and then, and figuring out how to do a mug though, it's just like because you want like. And I might regret not doing an interior die cut for the handle, but that would have cost another $6,000 or something insane like that.
That's crazy.
So I just kind of did the shape of it. I think I'm looking at a bunch of them on eBay because I think they're fun. Many drinks were inspiration for that.
Coming in 2027, Allure. Something else around your office? A bowling pin? Where is the bowling pin? I missed the bowling pin.
It's over there. It's over there. I have, you can't see, I actually have like, you can see one. I asked for 2. I'm like, I need 2 shelves. And then everyone was just like, they only got 1. They're like, how'd you get 2? I go, because I asked for 2. So I have my little fun scotch stuff up there. I think I do have it. Just a second.
Yeah, I miss it. You need to have it on your desk, man.
I'm not bringing it.
He's literally got up and walking around to go get it.
Audio only podcast, Billy walks away.
Yeah, he walks off.
I do have my my Ty Mello card in my office.
Oh yeah, there she is.
Yep.
Can you do the bowling pin next time and call it bowled over or something like that? That'd be quite funny.
Pin pals.
Pin pals.
Simpsons might have rights to that.
Oh yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Oh man.
Yeah, bowling pins, Billy. That needs to work on bowling pins. What a great idea.
Bowled over, it'd be good.
Bowled
That's
over would
very
be
on
good.
brand for Billy. Very on brand for Billy. It'd be quite funny. And everyone would be asking, why the bowling pin? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Go on, Jamie.
Yeah, and then we'll go to our final 2 insets. The Star Attractions, again, 35 cards, 1 in every 8 packs. Again, we've got the same parallels as the previous. Great selection again of the roster. And then we finish off with one of the bigger hits of the entire set, the Vapors.
I've been waiting for this one.
16 cards, 1 in 72 packs, a nice smoke design on them and kind of that profile shot. Been received really, really well. So, Luke, you were saying you're waiting for this. What's your thoughts on this one?
It's one of my. I mean, even from the initial images, I told my wife, I'm like, these are sick. I want to hit one of these. And actually, I just submitted it to PSA a few days ago at my card shop. But my daughter hit the Kyle Fletcher Vapors in the first couple boxes we ripped. So they're beautiful, and the black and white, the design to them. I can't say enough good things about the Vapors. I love them.
And I think, for myself, sorry, Billy.
Oh, no problem. One thing I'm a big believer in chrome products is you need a case hit, and I like to have like multi-case hits. That's where you're gonna see like some of these other ones, like the 16-bit and stuff like that. But I feel that you need a case hit. And your case, it can't be like this is like a photo variation, or it has to be different. It has to look different. It has to be completely different than the base set and the family of inserts from the base set. So, I will look at, like, I love when I get stuff signed. Usually it's black and white, like portrait style images. So that was an easy decision to make, but I wanted to kind of come up with something cool. Like the black and white, that smoky feel. Thankfully, nobody had copyrighted the name Vapors. So I was just like, okay, the struggle of finding insert names, I'm telling you right now, is real. But I'm just like, all right, let's do this. And again, we had a good bunch of people in our design team working on this one, and I don't think it took many tries. I think my comment was just about the smoke in the background, and we kind of changed it up a little bit. But other than that, I thought it came out cool. And again, it's when you get one, it's completely different than everything else in the set. I can't remember if it was one of you guys or somebody else complaining that they had been seeing too many black and white cards in our competitor products, and they were just like, oh, it's another black and white card. But once you see it and get it in hand, you're like, okay, well, this looks a lot better than the black and white cards that they're making.
I think it's a great success. I would have liked to have seen. It's the only insert that like doesn't have a 1 of 1 that I'd like to have seen. Like a gold 1 of 1 of it. I think that would have been quite cool, or a gold vinyl 1 of 1 of it. But I think they're a great hit. I think if you're going to go get them as well, go get them now. I think they are selling quite cheaply compared to, like, considering what they are. I think they've been very well received. I think people love them, but for some reason they're quite cheap at the minute, relatively. So go get them now before, people start buying them up and they do become very expensive. So, I mean, they are short printed. So go get them. They're brilliant cards. Absolutely fantastic, mate.
And to say, not wanting to compare to the competitors too much, but obviously we put the Dark Energies into our Hall of Fame. I think this is actually a better take on those Dark Energies with this kind of smoke effect and it being black and white. And I think the artwork is really good. It's also different images. So like the MJF is a standout for me, like in that jacket with the ring. It's a great image. So I think this might be a short list already for me for Hall of Fame next year. I think
don't talk about the Hall of Fame. You'll get big head. I've told him how many times he's gone through. He didn't like the fact that Mark Sterling went in, I don't think, but hey, he had to go in. Worst card
and then
of the year.
We'll finish off with the autos. So we won't go obviously into much detail, but we do have obviously a great selection of autos throughout them. Just to bear in mind that within the kind of the base autos as such, lots of SPs, SSPs, and also some that aren't available in all parallels. So if you do hit any of those, do have a quick look at them before you if you don't collect that person, don't discard them. Do have a look into what they are. Interesting to note as well that as we go further down the list, we do have autos, as we have in other inserts, but all the inserts pretty much will have autos. The collision course have autos. The colour flows, there are full rainbow autographs for them. So if you are trying to get that whole line, definitely worthwhile trying to pick up the auto for that wrestler as well. And as we go through Continental Competitors, also has an auto parallel with different SPs in there as well. And again, with the Glow Vectors, we have a whole selection of autos. The only SP in the Glow Vectors is Tony Storm. All the others are kind of normal autos. Star Attractions, again, a whole list of autos with Tony Storm being an SP in that again, as well as Mercedes Moné and Adam Hangman Page. So a great selection of autos. All the big names pretty much for the rest of the set are autos on here. I think, Billy, was this kind of a reason why there was obviously more SPs than we would normally expect, or is it just the case that you wanted to kind of make some more chases within the set itself?
It can be a matter of many things. They could have, because Tony's in all of these inserts, we only get a certain number of autographs. We kind of have to spread it out, so there's less of them if they're in more than one insert. Also, if again, having a certain number, if we use them in other products and use them a lot or whatever, that might be all we have available. So I don't think it was done on purpose, but it was done on purpose to, make sure that we don't just burn through all of Tony Storm's autographs.
Especially now she's out, for an unknown amount of time, I guess, at this point as well. Like, you don't want to get to the point where she isn't in product either, really. Like, you want to make sure you've got enough for her, haven't you?
Yeah. And trust me though, we won't short print Aubrey. We have a number of those.
Great. We'll be looking forward to those when they land.
Yeah.
So
and I just went online, I'm looking at that Megan Bain doubloon, and yeah, that's a beautiful card.
Yeah, it's going to be big money.
Yeah, I do need to get the Star Attractions, Jay White, and I want to get... I've got my Satnam, so I don't need that. I want the Collision Course, Jack Perry. If I can get those two, I'll be happy.
And with the design, the glow vectors or whatever, those look really cool on the parallels, because the outside has the pattern on the foil too. If you get one of those, the parallels of those, they look pretty cool.
Yeah. The thing is, I've always wanted a color flow, and if I, try and get the Tony, I'd love to get the Tony autograph, but they're so hard to get, and people don't. I don't really see them on sale a lot either, to be honest. When they do get hit, they're quite, one every 432, and you've got 20. So if you want to do the mathing on that, if one person comes out every 432 times 20, that's the averages of, if they're equal, there are short prints, but if they're equal, it's a good couple of 1,000 to 1 that you're going to actually hit them, or try and find them on the secondary. But they're very cool cards, man. I do like them.
So before we wrap up then the set review, we always like to do kind of thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and kind of a score out of 10. Billy, you can block your ears for this or mute us if you wish. But we have to do it. We have to do it throughout each set.
Hey,
so Lloydie,
I gotta say something real quick before you give the thumbs up or thumbs down. You gave it a great breakdown of the boxes and the ratios and stuff like that. But I kind of want to give the people a feel too. So there's an 8-pack box. In each box, you're going to get 4 numbered cards. And I don't know if we mentioned that. So half of your box right there, you're getting a numbered card in your pack. Then you have your autograph, rare hit, or low numbered parallel. So that could be like out of a purple out of 10, or a printing plate, or it could be a doubloon, or it could be, something extremely rare. So that's 5 out of the 10. And then the other inserts that you talked about, the glow vectors, the continental ones, and the collision ones, those are 3 per box. So they're still kind of they're not easy to get. You're only gonna get 3 of those inserts per. So from a hit standpoint, you're getting a numbered card or a rare chase card in over half of the packs. And then every pack gets 1 color flow. And then, as we already mentioned, you're going to get a color parallel of a base card. So I think that's pretty good. And I think if you stack up like let's say a Chrome box is caught. Like everyone's like, oh well, it's not an auto per box. Okay, I think you get an average of like 4 or 5 autographs per case. I think there's 9 or inner. I think there's 9 boxes in inner. But if you were to add up like 4 or 5 boxes of Allure compared to 1 box of Chrome and about the same price, I think you'll be very happy with the content of Allure in comparison. That's my sales pitch.
So that's the final word. Let's get our scores on the door. So Lloydie, what's your overall score of Allure 2026?
82. 8.2.
8.2.
8.2. The couple of reasons for this. I've taken some percentage points off the fact that you know I love yellow taxis and you refuse to give them to me.
I almost spit my water out.
I did also want you to change, because on the last set 2 years ago you had Tooth and Nail, and I wanted the Tony Khan floating head parallel, and I didn't get that either, because I think that would have been quite cool. It didn't have to be with nails, but I thought just the Tony Khan parallel would be quite funny. I'm sure he would love that too. Obviously it's difficult because you had a lot of the people out who are people do chase and etc. It didn't really matter to me much because they're not the people I generally chase. And but honestly, the rest is brilliant, man. Like as I say, I even though I did really well on the last Allure set, like really cool. I got some great hits out of it, fantastic. It just wasn't my favourite set the last year, the last Allure. But this one I've really taken to. I do really love it. I think it's a massive upgrade from the last year's set, and obviously with Luke and knowing your journey and like, you know, Luke, like we've been fans of you like before we even knew you had a relationship with Upper Deck. You know, there was 3 artists that we loved, and this was going back 2 years ago, 3 years. Well, 3 years ago now, Jamie.
It's when we saw that the Elite. It was the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega we saw first, wasn't it?
I think it's literally like episode 10 or something like that, and we did Who's Your Favourite Artist? And Luke, I picked you, and I brought you to the table and I said, we love this guy.
Thank you.
We really want to see him do well in the hobby. I did not fucking think that in episode 100 of the show we'll be having you on the show talking about your insert set in the new Allure. It is mind blowing. It is absolutely mind blowing, and I just, you know, it's just from the outside looking in, it just warms the heart with stuff like this. It's a success story, you know what I mean? Like that's what everyone wants, you know. And we're all human. We empathy. Like that's what we want. We want to see people's journeys. We want to see people grow. We want to see them succeed. Sometimes we want to see them fail. But ultimately, we really just want you to be, you know, get your art out there and just see what the next phases of your journey is, and mate, to the moon. I still want you to be in that
Thank you.
that James Bond set at some fucking time. Make it fucking happen, Upper Deck. But apart from that, Live and Let Die. LukeTheCardist does Live and Let Die. But it's a very convoluted, say 8.2.
I'm going to go. No, that's right. I'm going to go a little bit higher. I'm going to go 8.8. My only negative to it is I would have liked a few more base cards. I know probably Billy's like, no, it's so expensive, but for me to get near a base set in a hobby box is a real big deal for me as a base set collector, and it means I've got to pick up less singles at a later point. So that's a little bit on my side, that side of things. But I think for the price point, I mean, we spoke about this on the last episode, Lloydie, that for what we buy a box here, you might as well buy 2 or 3 boxes of Allure rather than spending any money on a Topps product at this point. Like, the amount of stuff you get, the interest in kind of the different design sets. It's an interesting rip. It's just a really, really fun rip. And we say this time and time again with Upper Deck stuff. So, yeah, I'm really chuffed with it. And I think, like we just said, having the Luke colour flows in here, it's something quite nice to kind of see your journey. And again, it's really, really great. So for me, top end on that, just a little negative on there about wanting more base cards, pretty much, really. I don't know, do we include Luke and Billy in the scores, or do we leave it as that? Because Billy's going to say 10 and Luke's going to say 10.
Have you guys, I was about to say, have you ever seen Varsity Blues before?
Yep.
And to quote Billy Bob, he said, "Again, fucking again." But yeah, and I bias obviously, but and only maybe a couple, because like the next one's going to be even better. So like 9.8. How about that?
That's the thing. There's always room for improvement, because you can't set the benchmark at 10 every time. You can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah, one thing that it's funny when people ask me, like when I used to do this for hockey all the time too, they'd be like, "Oh, how do you feel about?" And I already know, because we do this every other year. I don't know what I'm doing yet for next one, but I would always be like, kind of down on the set, because I know it's happening next time, and I know it's going to be even better than the one before, and that's the type of attitude that I have when I build sets. So, like you guys said, I would leave some room for improvement. I don't know where, but just kidding. But this, like I said, I think this is the best AEW Allure set out of the three for sure. I'd say it's better than some of the hockey ones that we've made. But it's always fun to be like Allure. You're able to do, like, different sets allow you to do different things. And so like Metal Universe, there's some weird, wild stuff. There's other stuff where Allure is one of those where you kind of get to test colors, and kind of it's more color based, and kind of like, what can I do to enhance the colors or do something different or whatever. And like Metal is more, let's do some weird technology inserts or stuff like that. And then like signature editions, obviously just like give them a signature. Game use is like, what can we do? What can we put in this set that we've never done before? I'm actually finishing up. I just got everything approved for the next game used. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, I mean, it's fair to put it somewhere between 8 and 9, because I'm sure there's some things that we can improve on. There's some faces that I was like, when I was giving when I was giving Shelton Benjamin his card, he had some like weird face and stuff. I'm like, I wish we could stay away from stuff like that. But I really enjoyed making the set. I think everyone on this panel here has been hearing me talk about this set for months and months and months. So I'm just happy that you guys finally got to see the finished product, because it is a fun break, and I will probably spend, just like I did Metal Universe and the Blood and Guts match day moments, I will probably spend too much money on this set.
Yeah.
Amen. So we'll put our scores on the door, then we'll get Chris's next time round. But I think we're saying this set is a win. And I think, Billy, you're lucky in some ways. Well, we normally give you a bit of a grilling as well, sometimes about QC kind of stuff. But at the moment, it all looks good. So thumbs up on that as well. So
you can't mess up Chrome that much, honestly, unless it's like miscut. It doesn't really scratch that much, or it doesn't. The corners are usually sharp and pointy. I used to do a joke where I would tell people, try to rip it in half. You can't even it's almost impossible to, like, with your bare hands, rip a Chrome card in half.
You can get them off center though.
Yes, you can.
I haven't seen any of those yet, but yeah, as far as I've seen, mate, the QC's been excellent on this. So,
yeah, I think it's fab.
Really cool. Really cool.
Cool. So before we move on and let you guys go, if you wish, we always do kind of purchases of the week, and I have included you guys in this if you wish. So if you've picked up any things this week or missed out on any auctions, we'll just go through those really quickly. So I'll start off for Billy. Have you picked up anything this week outside of WrestleCon? Have you kind of been shopping for anything on ComC?
Well, I'll show you I think I've showed you guys, but I did get these signed. So these are the metal cards. I'm trying to collect a full set and get them all signed. So there's that, and then here is the blood and guts. Whoops, nope. This is the blood and guts that I got Tekla and Megan. And then I buy most of my stuff on ePack. I did get a nice little hit that I think I screen grabbed. If I didn't, then oh well. But I did pull, and it's one of my favorite ones. Here it is. I did pull that. And
oh, nice.
I like this is one of the only years in sets. Julia Hart, she's changed her signature multiple times for us, and this is the full signature. And I try to, whenever I look for a Julia Hart autograph, I try to find the full signature one. And I think 2024 is really the main place you can find those. And then notice there's no X through the heart too. So this must have been an early one of hers, because now she always puts the X through the heart. So I did pull that, and I was pretty happy. I still enjoy collecting. I'll still buy a pack of 2024 maybe once every other day, because the hit rate is pretty high. And you got Will's rookie auto in there. You've got Mariah May's auto in there, and there's Sky and Blue in there also. Sky Blue and Julie in there. So it's one of my favorite sets to purchase on ePack.
It always has been.
Nice.
We're like little schoolboys behind the bike sheds. I'm ripping at 7 o'clock in the morning. You're ripping 11 o'clock 11 o'clock at night. Going, what do you get? What do you get? What do you get? It was real fun doing Series 4, as we call it. I know you hated it when we called it Series, but it was. But yeah, the jewels in that is you got obviously MJF and Cole, but Darby and Sting and stuff like that. It's a massive set. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still on ePack as well. I thought it might have sold out by now, to be honest. But yeah, still there. Surprise.
Nice. And what about yourself, Luke? Have you been picking up any singles or anything like that at all?
Yeah. So, aside from that 16-bit, so I picked this up the other day. I know I had showed Billy, but this is before Billy got the Osprey signed for me. So this was a big one that I had. So Osprey to 15 out of SP signature, and I wanted it. I don't know if I overpaid. I talked the guy down from the listing, but it's I think it's such a cool card. Now the only other one out of 15 auto I had was Serena Deeb, so I was I feel like I needed to step up the SP collection a little bit and added Osprey in there. But other than that, it's usually Charlotte Flair for my daughter, which I've come to realize it's kind of my I kind of piece, because I don't really PC one person in particular, but I'm but usually it's Charlotte for my daughter, Charlotte or Britt Baker. So I guess that's who I collect too. But yeah, the Osprey, and then that MJF is, I was so excited. Upper Deck did good at sending me a box out of the good case. So
do you honestly, I think that base, that white base, is so nice. It's my favorite base set that they did. Turn it around. What do you think of the back of that card? Do you think it is a bit weird? The color of it,
and just compared to the
white. Do you not think it should be white? We've had this conversation before, with Billy.
I don't know. I think it goes. I think it goes pretty decent, but I would have never even looked or noticed it. Honestly, if you were to say, "What does the back look like?" I'd go, "I don't even know. Let me look at it real quick." But
there you go.
Do you even read your back of your cards, Luke?
Yeah.
He does the color flows.
Yeah. Got my name to hook me in, and then I'm okay, I might as well. Yeah. And I think what's cool is I want to say it's one of the MJFs. But I don't know. I'm good. I actually have to go pick up the little one from school here in a second. But it brings up All In that we were all at together. It was talking about his match. Where he beat Briscoe in the gauntlet, and so it's cool. Just cool that I was there too. So
that's awesome. So let's get you on with the rest of the day then. Prez, just really quickly run through kind of what you've been picking up, and then we'll let Luke and Billy go.
To be honest, it's mostly Fantastic Four Finest. Not wrestling related. Sorry, I think it's one of the better top sets that they've done this year, especially for Finest. Finest has been terrible recently, but I've loved it. I'm a big Fantastic Four fan and all associated characters, the artist. So I came from a world of like ink chasing basically before really getting into cards. So I'm a big comic book artist fan as well. Frank Miller's in the set. I'm still chasing that one. So yeah, it's been really cool. I've enjoyed it. Spent a lot of money. Outside of that, cards wise, for wrestling, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I bought. Looking through my stacks. No, nothing really, man. Nothing of note, I don't think. How about you?
Fine. Doesn't have to always be a noteworthy week.
I did get there you go. There is one. I did get a Karen Cross White Sparkle, which is completely off center.
Cool.
It's like, look how thick compared to that. They were all like that, but it cost me £8. So I don't care. I was going to say, Luke, did you say like Brian Keith?
Yes. So he's I actually connected with him at a card show that I set up here. He was with a small promotion doing a signing, and he was with AEW at the time. But so knew he's from Houston, and I went over and I knew the promoter for the company. And Brian and I ended up talking, and like I go, "Have you ever been to one of these things?" He's like, "No, not really." I'm like, "Well, you want to go check out my table?" So it's like, yeah. So we left, and Brian Keith and I kind of walked through the card show together, talking about wrestling cards, and then got to my table and I gave him like an old Bruiser Brody card. So we connected and we stayed connected through social media. So I try to collect them.
I'll message you later on and get your EPAC name and I'll send you something. I've got a nice card from Brian Keith out of 10.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Just add me on there.
Will do. Jamie.
Nice. I mean, it's been fairly slim for me. I'm currently consolidating my cards rather than buying an awful lot of cards at the moment. So just picked up a couple of Colour Flow achievements, so still trying to get that full set from 2024. So I picked up the Jericho, Samoa Joe and Ricky Starks. So again, I think I only need like 3 or 4 now of those. So as they come up nice on ComC, I'll grab those. Grabbed the Johnny Gargano Undisputed 2017 auto that cropped up on ComC and picked up for less than $10, so to $199. So I thought it'd be quite nice to get that one. And I also picked up on eBay a Chris Jericho Spectrum relic to 2025, the achievement, and also to 99 base. So again, I don't know why people like put these up on eBay so cheap, but this was just over $10. It's a really nice Jericho patch on that as well. So to get the achievement is quite nice. And on the football side of things, I picked up a James Brophy auto from the Panini EFL set, the one and only Cambridge United auto. So being a Cambridge United fan, I had to grab that in my collection. So, out of all the players, I was surprised we got him as an auto. But nonetheless, I grabbed it with the Cambridge United PC. So, yeah, that's pretty much my purchases of the week.
There is one thing. Like, I got another card that is completely off center. Yeah, scope completely off center. Look how thick the edges are in comparison. Out of 10.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Terrible. But the one talking point before you guys go, love to get your thoughts about it. So if I just peel this out, look at the top loader. Can you see it? It's got a ridge in the back of the top loader.
Oh, it's got these half moon shaped top loaders.
Yeah.
Are they manufactured like that?
Yeah. So one side, so you can get your finger in it at the back to pop it down into the top loader. It's a very weird thing. So like your finger goes in it, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Blew my mind. I was like, what is this? I wouldn't trust them to be in my PC because of compression or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't want like a fucking ring around all the one bit of my card and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really freaky. Like, I've never, like, it's such a little thing, but it blew my mind, to be honest. We were talking about a lot yesterday, weren't we, Jamie? Like,
yeah, good for grading, not good for long-term storage.
Yeah. No, like companies, like grading companies should use it because it's a lot better way than what they do right now, for sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Guardrail, I think they're called, guys, if you want to have a look at them.
Guardrail.
Easy Access, I think they're called. Not sponsoring the show. Anyway, guys, thank you very much.
No, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure having you both on. Thank you for being part of episode 100, and we'll see you on episode 200.
Guys.
Yeah, congrats. It's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We'll speak to you soon, yeah?
Yeah, take care.
Yeah,
both.
absolutely. Thanks for all the support, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, have a
Always,
good rest of your day,
always.
boys. All right.
See you
later.
next one.
We'll see you.
Yeah. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Me and Chaos.
It's going to be chaos. That was good, though, for having 4 of us here.
Honestly, yeah, it was lovely. You know what I mean? It was a nice way to celebrate our 100th with friends and also people we admire as well. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't tell Billy that to his face because he's already got a bigger head as it is. But you know what I mean? Like, I cannot believe I'm very humble to know these people and to call them my friends as well. You know what I mean? So love it. Yeah, it's a great experience. You know what I mean? I didn't think over 100 shows would be doing that. You know what I mean? Like, we're very lucky that it's all kind of worked out in our favor with the weeks of releases and stuff like that. But yeah, what are your thoughts, Jay?
No, 100%. And I'll do a bit of a roll call later on. But I think if we went back to 2022 and thought that, like you mentioned before, LukeTheCardist was someone we just spoke about, someone quite cool within the card scene, but now having a relationship with Upper Deck and kind of speaking to Billy pretty much, you know, every quarter as a minimum, really. Like, you can't believe that we had that kind of relationship with them now. And it's great to have time out of their work day, ultimately, to give up 2 hours of their time where they should be doing other things. So, yeah, really, really cool and nice to talk all things Allure, really.
And honestly, it just, any time that Billy messages me about, like, the thing I didn't really speak about, like, he does talk to people. He doesn't want to know the good, the bad, the ugly. You just heard him speak about on this thing. Like, you have to give it an 8 and 9. It's fair because, you know, we want to improve. We want to achieve that 10 at some points. It's not going to be every time, but they really do. And they do that by seeing what was good, what was bad, what was ugly, and then making sure that, you know, changes happen. But you don't get that with you don't get that with anyone else. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get people who love what they do, love the product, and also want to go out and learn from other people their thoughts about stuff. You don't get that with other people. He's a very unique person, old Billy, I tell you. He's great for the hobby. He really is. And I'm just so thrilled for Luke. I really am. Like, living the dream. Anyone who loves what they do and lives their dream doing it, I'm so in awe of those people. So, yeah, really cool.
Yeah. They're really cool. And I'd say we know there's going to be more things in the pipeline for both of them. So we'll keep you updated as we know more of that sort of stuff. So I don't know about you, Lloydie. Been chatting for 2 hours. I'm feeling a little bit parched. I think it's time for our
Coffee
break.
Yeah. Well, we were going to do like a little segment talking to the 3 of us about memories, best bits, and stuff like that. But let's just do that when Chris is around, and then
yeah.
But let's give. So what we're going to do, slightly different to what was planned, because we did have 9 matches planned. So what we're going to do our matches. I hope nothing of yours relates to what Chris was doing. There was a part of mine that did, but I've changed it already. So it's all fine. And then Chris can do his 3 on the next show, because he's doing the next show, hopefully. And when he does the next show, he can do his 3. We'll bulk it up and give him another couple to do, because I think he's already written his 3 anyway. We'll give him another couple to do.
He spent some time on it, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll call his Backslash. He can do a pay-per-view called Backslash. Look forward to that one, Chris.
Nice.
Where are we, Jamie? What city do you want to be in for our WrestleMania?
We are at WrestleMania, and we are going to be in Cape Town. Let's go to Cape Town, the first South African WrestleMania. How about that?
Ooh, hoe gaan dit? Oh, I love biltong as well. So let's get it started. Jamie, you're up first, bud.
A bit salty, but I love it.
You have the bit salty. You're up first, bud. You are the first WrestleMania match, and you have got the People's Champion Matt Menard versus I can't think now, Kevin Owens, and the winner gets the shot at the IC Championship. And we did say on the next match or the next show. So the next show is going to be Backslash. So he's going to have it. Well, whoever wins will have their match at Backslash against whoever wins the IC title tonight, or loses the IC title tonight, or God knows. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Go on, Jamie.
Right, let's see what happens here. So Matt Menard and Kevin Owens then opening up WrestleMania here in Cape Town. So Kevin Owens enters first of all, comes to the ring, and he's cracking the wisecracks to the camera. And all the wisecrack he's cracking to the camera, he's kind of doing it like Matt Hardy did with the Matt Facts. But all these things are things he would write on cards, like Kevin Owens doesn't like alligators and all this kind of stuff. So he's getting quite cocky with the crowd as they go down the ring. But now we've got our first WrestleMania entrance of the night. Matt Menard's music hits, and he gets a full Mania treatment. A full-size flea circus wagon pulls onto the stage a la Bug's Life, and Matt Menard pops out the back with Menard taking off his ring jacket. The crowd are amazed. Not only is he entering like the flea circus, he's now turned into the final form of Matt Menard. He's now got 6 arms, and this is not cosplay. He is now fully formed Matt Menard, Bug's Life. There's also an extra little special thing here. Not only is he here, Angelo Parker has made his debut. We've now got 2.0. He only has 2 arms, but nonetheless, we have Tuck and Roll now within the WrestleMania area. So the match begins. Kevin Owens attacks Matt while he's posing on the ring post with all his arms, and the match has begun with a beatdown. Matt tries to overpower him, but he's struggling with coordinating with all his extra new arms. He keeps hitting himself in the face with every punch of Owens. He just uncoordinated, keeps hitting himself back. He runs back, hits a clothesline, followed by his new signature, the Rolling Thunder. KO gets his knees up on the Rolling Thunder. It's not looking good for Matt Menard. He then ties Matt Menard's arms up into loads of ropes, puts him in a ball, and then rolls him into the ropes. On the rebound, Matt Menard unpops into the powerbomb, and Kevin Owens goes for the pin. However, the problem is there's so many arms and shoulders now, he can't keep them all down on the mat. The ref keeps signaling to explain, look, his shoulders aren't down, his shoulders aren't armed. Kevin Owens is very, very frustrated. He hits the referee, and he gets himself DQ'd. Matt Menard wins by DQ. The DQ is ultimately now Kevin Owens not getting the shot at the IC title. That means Matt Menard versus the winner of Sting versus Taker at Backslash with his 6 arms that he can't pin. Who's going to win?
Oh, Matt Menard.
That's his 6 arm Menard. That's his new nickname.
Okay. Right, we'll go to the second match then. So, Mark Henry comes down to the ring to lots of boos. And then you have... So, Oba marches down the ring. And I would say, like, I've literally have in my notes, Chris, do your thing. So Jamie, you're gonna have to do the Oba march. You're not doing. There you go. So the bell goes, and both men stare each other down, and in the center of the ring, Henry offers up a test of strength. I miss a test of strength. These
they don't do that. What do they
anymore? No. Oba locks in. Mark is dominating, but Oba rallies. Mark knees him to break it up. The match is back and forth, each showing their power moves and ability. Mark gets Oba out of the ring, and World's Strongest slams him through the announcers table. I hope you haven't broken any announcers tables, so we'll have to see. Mark jelly rolls back into the ring and tells the ref to count him out. Oba makes it back in 9.8 count. Mark goes for another slam, but Oba counters, hits the choke slam. Mark's in trouble here. Oba Femi sets him up for the fall of grace. He hits it, and 1, 2, 3, Oba wins. Oba is the winner of the match. The ref raises Oba's hand, but then the Nations of Domination's music hits. Big Vis, Sultan, and Abdullah are on the stage. Big Vis on the mic says, "You two are a disgrace to the Kufi. You will both pay for your actions. We have already taken our first pound of flesh." Omos, wearing a massive kufi, drags out a bloody and battered Street Profits by their boots. That's their title shot gone. I did have later tonight, so Chris is aware. So whether or not he brings them back next time for the match or doesn't bring them back, it's up to him.
See.
Where I've lost myself now. So that's their title shot gone. Big Vis says our new leader Omos will deliver us to glory, but first, revenge. Omos grabs the mic and says, "You will feel our power." The monsters start to wobble their way down to the ring. Oba tries to regain some strength, but it's not enough for the incoming barrage of muscle and lard. The Nations of Dominations easily overpower him. But what's that? Mark is back and is in the game and starts to take out the Nations. Abdullah's down. The Sultan's down. Big Vis is down. But Oba strikes him on top of the head. Mark is all over the place. Massive choke slam from Omos to Mark. The other Nations recover and start to put the boot in. Omos drags Oba on top of Mark. He puts his foot on top of both men, and the Nation's fist go up in the air to celebrate. There you go.
Wow.
That's the next. That's
the
Kufi. It's hard to say it without laughing. Okay, so so next one, Jamie, you're up with the Battle Royal, the Super Extremitus belt. On the line.
That's right. Do you want me to run through all the competitors first of all before we get into the Battle Royale?
I've got it. You've got Jerry Lynn, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Kevin Nash, Christopher Daniels, Booker T, Petey Williams, Frankie Kazarian, Low Key, Amazing Red, Chris Sabin, Jay Lethal, Eric Young, Homicide, Abyss, Rockstar Spud, Trevor Lee, Eddie Edwards, Brian Cage, Bobby Lashley, Willie Mack, not Will Mack. Sounds like a comedian. Brian Myers, Trey Miguel, Leon Slater, Rob Van Dam, Jeff Jarrett, Rhino, Tommy Dreamer, Raven, and Joe Hendry. There you go.
Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
Well, being WrestleMania, these guys don't all get entrances. We go through a big ad break first of all. We see a Hulk Hogan trailer, and then we come back and all the guys are in the ring. So the match begins very cluttered with all these 30 guys in the ring at the same time. And as with any Battle Royale, all the jabronis get thrown out very, very quickly with the big powerhouses cleaning house first of all. So we lose our first batch of guys in the first couple of minutes. Low Key, Amazing Red, Sabin, Lethal, Eric Young, Eddie Edwards, Willie Mack, Brian Myers, Trey Miguel, and Leon Slater, all gone first of all. That leaves us with 20. So we see the Monster Abyss keep going
20.
after the mere 20. So we have, first of all, the Monster Abyss going after all the smaller remaining guys, mainly Rockstar Spud, but he's doing the old hang on the bottom of the rope near the corner that Road Dogg used to do and all these kind of people used to do back in the day. Joe Hendry and Petey Williams are next out, with Brian Cage tossing them both out. And we see a partial reunion of the main event Mafia with Nash and Booker T as they team up to eliminate Homicide, Kazarian and Jerry Lynn. Bobby Lashley comes up to him and says he will join them, a bit of a throwback to what they did in history back in 2009. He swerves them though and takes out Booker T. Kevin Nash takes himself out. He actually blows his quads and he's taken out of the back, which means he is gone from the match and he's not coming back. Abyss continues to work on Rockstar Spud to no avail. Spud is still hooked to the bottom rope. Dreamer slides under the bottom rope, brings in some weapons, and he twats Raven, Rhino and Abyss with a stop sign. Spud sees this as his chance, but gets hit with a stop sign himself as Brian Cage starts a stir from all these shots ahead. He catches a stop sign and wipes out all the ECW guys, along with Abyss and Spud, getting the most eliminations so far. That leaves us down to our final 8 guys. We have Styles, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, Trevor Lee, Brian Cage, Bobby Lashley, Rob Van Dam, and Jeff Jarrett. So we have a face-off between Styles, Daniels, and Joe. They're rolling back the clock 20 years with a great show. They're getting excited with springboards outside the ring, back and forth, and just going for it in this battle royale. Brian Cage does notice they are going for springboards and starts swatting them out the air like flies. And as a result of swatting them, he's so powerful, he just swaps them out of the ring. So these 3 guys are eliminated very, very soon after this little face-off. Brian Cage starts to taunt and walks over into Lashley, who gets a spear for his troubles. Lashley then taunts as Trevor Lee then throws Lashley out. Is this the Trevor Lee revival that we've all been waiting for since his release? No, it isn't. Our final 4, Trevor Lee, Brian Cage, Rob Van Dam, and Jeff Jarrett. So as the match goes on, Jarrett and RVD have been quiet in the match so far. Trevor Lee goes after Brian Cage, but Cage powers Lee away and hits him with a suplex to the outside. But as he's holding on to the outside rope, he is not yet eliminated. RVD comes off the top with a diving kick to Brian Cage to try and double team Brian Cage. That doesn't work either. Jarrett then appears out of nowhere, hits a guitar shot to Brian Cage. Lee pulls down the rope, over goes Cage. Lee also gets eliminated with him as Brian Cage knocks him off the edge. We're down to the final 2, Jeff Jarrett and RVD. No time to react. RVD appears with a Van Daminator. Jarrett's still holding the broken guitar, so it's a Van Daminator to the broken guitar rather than a chair. A quick clothesline out the ring, and we have our new Super Extremis champion in Rob Van Dam.
RVD. Show. Well done, mate.
Yeah.
That was good. I enjoyed it. Well done.
Yeah.
So the Intercontinental Championship is on the line. Here we go. The lights go out. The lights go out. Torches all down both sides of the entrance ramp are lit by the druids and held aloft. The big dongs start. Big dongs. And the Undertaker is on his way to the ring. As he passes the last druid, out of nowhere, one of them, and I've used that, twats him on the back of the head. You said twats earlier on. With his fiery torch. The druid reveals himself. It's Sting! He takes off the gown as the other druids scurry away, pussy holes. He picks up Taker and throws him in the ring. Taker gets to his feet. The ref rings the bell. Stinger goes for the early win. Stinger splashes 3 death drops in a row. The cover comes, but Taker kicks out of one. Sting is in shock, and the dead man sits up. Taker is pissed, and the fight is on. Massive show here from Taker, going through all his moves. But Sting is not going to lay down easily. Taker chokeslams Sting, but he gets up. He chokeslams him again, and Sting gets back up. One more time, and Sting is beating his chest. Both men are trading huge shots in the middle of the ring. They go to ground. Taker attempts Hell's Gate, but Sting counters into a Scorpion Deathlock. I fucking hate saying that. Taker looks like he's going to tap here. The Judgment Day rush down to the ring. They distract the ref. Dom slides in from the other side and breaks up the submission. Sting turns around and Dom shits himself, figuratively and literally. Sting goes after Dom, but the dead man grabs Sting's foot and pulls Sting for a tombstone. Up he goes, and down. 1, 2. Stinger kicks out. Taker picks Sting up for the last ride. He hits it. He goes for the cover. 1, 2. Sting kicks out. Taker looks frustrated. He locks in the Hell's Gate. Sting is out. The bell rings and Taker is our new IC champ. The Judgment Day come in to celebrate. They turn their attention to Sting. The group pick him up and Taker summons the crucifix from the rafters. That's right. It's crucifixion time. You should do that, man. Crucifixion time.
Cape Town crucifixion.
Yeah, as a Cape Town crucifixion. The CTC.
CTC. That's in your house name, isn't it? That is.
Yeah, CTC. As it descends, a shadowy figure appears to be clinging on the front of it. Oh my God, that's Darby Allin. He jumps off, must be around 30 feet. Sting bolts out the way as Darby lands the coffin drop onto the Judgment Day. Sting and Darby roll out the ring, up the entrance ramp, and the Judgment Day are left writhing on the floor in pain. There you go. So, triple threat time, right?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah?
So Backlash, we're going to have Darby. No doubt. Oh, no, is it for Chris to book, is it?
No, I'll send him over the... Don't worry, I'll send him across the bits and pieces. Give him a couple of days. I'll sort it out, don't worry. So go on then.
Boom.
Do your triple threats.
Right.
We have, like, the Undertaker's won the IC championship for the
first
amazing.
Time.
Is it the first time? Did he not win it before?
No, never. I don't think he's ever held it. I don't think so.
First time champ.
Google it. Has Undertaker ever won the IC?
Because I always get confused about him and Trips.
No, he's never won it. Never won it in his whole life.
There you go.
So, according to Google, he had a missed opportunity against Goldust in Your House 8 in 1996, and had another chance in 2001 where he defeated Albert by disqualification but didn't win the belt. So there you go.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. New champ. Two new champions already.
Yeah, big night.
Let's see if it's 3 and 4 coming up. Go on, mate.
So what match am I doing? I've got the Trios Championship match. Is that what I'm doing?
Trios Championship match. This is your final match of the evening.
Boom. It is my final match. So this is the one that was decided by AI. This is Gemini doing the match for us.
Shit. Okay, cool.
So I'll plug this in. This is the AI you chose last time round. So I set the scene first of all because you were a bit upset that they become baby faces, so I had to reset the clock here a little bit. So
no, I was just surprised. I wasn't upset. I would gladly turn them back or just leave them as. It all depends on what storylines we've got coming up. I don't know.
Well,
watch this. See what happens.
So after No Way Out style NWO arrival, they were obviously faced at No Way Out. This is the kind of thing they had. We've now gone back to heels. They've now fully healed things up. 3 Kings, Haku, Eddie, and Cactus Jack enter the ring, and they get themselves in the ring. Come down the ramp is the AI bot Gemini. They all plug themselves in, and they download the match into their brain of what the match is going to happen throughout. So here we go. The match is locked in. Gemini has done this from here. So Gemini has booked this into 4 chapters. So chapter 1, the match, the Turmoil Protocol is what they've called the chapter. The bell rings and Kingston charges Hogan. Hogan immediately ducks through the ropes, hides behind the referee and tags in Cardona. Cardona tries to offer Kingston a major pod shirt as a peace offering. Kingston shreds it and chops Cardona so hard he falls out of his boots. Chapter 2, the Presidential Decree. Whenever the babyfaces gain momentum, the president uses his administrative timeouts. He grabs the house mic, declaring certain moves like the mandible claw or the Tongan death grip are now sanctioned illegal. For this match only, this allows the Turmoil team to maintain heat. That's what it says. That's what Gemini said. So this allows the Turmoil team to maintain heat while the crowd boils with rage. Chapter 3, the Turmoil Beatdown. The heels isolate Cactus Jack and Cardona hits the broski boot while Hogan chokes Cactus with his weight belt behind the ref's back. The president stands on the apron literally checking his watch and mocking Cactus Jack's outdated hardcore style. Cactus finally makes the tag to Haku. The legend of the toughest man in history takes over. Haku headbutts Cardona, who sells it like he's been shot, shoves the president over the top rope and catches Hogan in the death grip. We then get into our finish, the ultimate screw job. As Haku has Hogan fade in, the president pulls a contract termination folder from his jacket and throws it into the ring to distract the referee. Cardona slides a customized purple glittered FWF title belt into the ring, and Hogan used a distraction to land a low blow on Haku. He then nails Haku with the title belt while the ref is arguing with the president. Hogan hits a leg drop, but instead of pinning Haku, he tags in Cardona so the Golden Boy can get the pin and the rub going further on in the future. 1, 2, 3. The Turmoil team have won, And they also just don't leave. They spray paint FWF on the backs of Kingston, Cactus Jack and Haku. And Hogan and Cardona pose for the president, who holds up a sign from the crowd that says, "Marketable is better than tough." And that is the end of our Trios Championship. What a clever thing Gemini is, eh?
Jesus Christ. What was that? What was the sign?
Marketable is better than tough.
What's better than tough?
Being marketable.
Marketable is better than tough. Oh, Jesus Christ. And AI came up with that?
Yeah, I basically plugged into AI. I said, give me a 6-man tag between the president, Hulk Hogan as Hollywood Hogan, and Matt Cardona versus Eddie Kingston, Cactus Jack, and Haku, and that's what it gave me.
That's mad.
That's mental, isn't it?
That's mad. That's yeah. Scary, really.
Scary, very scary, isn't it?
Scary.
The only thing I had to prompt them was, at the end of, it gave me the match, and I said, FWF Turmoil needs to be the heels in this scenario, and then it rewrote it. But that was only the prompt I did. Mad, isn't it?
Okay. Wow. Did you try to do it the baby faces? Did we lose if we were the baby faces?
Let me just have a quick read of it. 1 second. No, if you were the baby faces, you would have lost. Kingston, Haku, and Cactus Jack would have won.
See?
So yeah.
The thing is, I hope definitely going to give Chris a trios match on the next, and I'm hoping he's going to put us back to baby faces again just for a laugh. I thought it would be quite fun.
Flip flopping around
every show.
But I was amazed. The details are so good.
It's crazy. It's scary. I was listening to you going, I'm freaked out, but in a good way. I don't know. Anyway, look, not AI driven. This is our main event. So, okay, where do I start? Okay, here. So, Too Cool's music starts. Grandmaster Sexay back for one night only, and Scotty Too Hottie come out, and the crowd go wild. They go to the ring, and Rikishi comes out. They go and give him the sunglasses. He's just about to put them on, and then throws them on the floor. Double clothesline to Too Cool. They roll out the ring. Angle's music hits. Kurt runs down to the ring and starts to attack Kishi. Kishi throws Kurt off into the corner. The bell rings. Kishi runs into Kurt backwards into the corner. Kurt falls down to his knees. Kishi picks him up for the Rikishi driver. Bang! The cover. 1, 2, 3. The ref looks to gesture to the ring to ring the bell. But what's this? Kurt Angle comes out from underneath the ring. He slides in and Angle slams Kishi. The ref looks confused, but soon realizes the man Kishi just pinned was Eric Angle, Kurt's brother. There's a callback.
Eric coming back again.
Yeah, I know. It's been some time. He counts 1, 2. Kishi kicks out. Angle's ploy almost had him. Angle puts Kishi in the ankle lock. Kishi's in so much pain. He claws his way to the ropes, but Angle pulls him back. Kishi is somehow able to roll his fat ass over and kick Kurt off. The power flings Kurt out to the other side of the ring and over the top rope. Kishi staggers outside to the ring. Kishi is beating Kurt down with everything that he can get his hands on up the entrance ramp. Kishi drives Kurt onto the stage, cutting him open. Kishi drags Kurt through Gorilla. Trips is having a nice spot of coffee. Spot of tea, should I say. They continue through the hallway into the parking garage. The bloodied and beaten Kurt rallies for a few shots to Kishi, then climbs on top of the production van, one of the production vans, and moonsaults off of it. But Kishi catches him and, in a massive show of strength, climbs up the van with Kurt over his shoulder. They get to the top. Kurt wriggles out and is able to put him in the ankle lock on top of the van. Kishi is in a load of pain. Kurt is screaming. He's trying to snap his ankle right there on top of that van. Kishi's able to muster one last bit of strength, reverses and kicks Kurt Angle off. Kurt falls off of the production van into a flatbed truck that's full of sawdust. Why is a flatbed truck full of sawdust at a wrestling show, you might ask? I ask the same thing, as it makes no fucking sense.
It makes no sense. Worst idea ever.
Kishi Banzai drops off the production van onto Kurt. Both men are in the back of the truck covered in sawdust. Kishi recovers and drags Kurt back through the parking lot, through the hallway, through Gorilla, and back down the entrance ramp. Just as they're getting to the end of it, a car starts up at the top of the ramp. It accelerates. Kurt moves out the way and Kishi gets hit hard. Stone Cold gets out of the driver's side and Rock gets out of the passenger side. The Rock is on the mic and says, Stone Cold did it for the Rock. Stone Cold did it for the people.
Wow.
Steve grabs the mic. Oh, the crowd go nuts, obviously. But Steve grabs the mic from the Rock and says, what? The Rock grabs the mic and says, the Rock says, you did it for the Rock. You did it for the people. And you say, give me a hell yeah. Stone Cold rips the mic out back and said, I did it for me, you son of a bitch. He stunners the Rock. He picks up Kishi and stunners Kishi. Angle comes over and hugs Steve. Kurt says, thank you. Thank you. Stone Cold pushes him away and stunners the Kurt. Stone Cold middle fingers up to everyone as he leaves. He pulls a 6-pack out of beers out of the car and starts toasting the crowd before he leaves. Kishi and Kurt crawl back their way back to the ring. Kishi goes under the ring apron and gets the toolbox out. Kurt rolls into the ring and goes into the corner. Kishi gets some Gorilla Glue and rubs it on his cheeks. He glues sandpaper onto his ass.
Jesus Christ.
He rolls into the ring and sandpaper stink faces Kurt. Kurt is pouring of blood from his head. Kishi rips off Kurt's singlet. Kurt is down to his Superman knickers. Kishi screams, you're nothing. You're nothing. Call yourself a champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. Kurt is on his knees. Kishi picks him up for one last Kishi driver. Kurt, with one bit of strength left in his body, rips off one of the pieces of sandpaper from Kishi's bum on the way up and rubs it across Kishi's eyes. Kurt drops down, gets Kishi's leg, ankle lock. Kishi is crying out in pain. Grapevine locked in. Kishi can't escape. Kishi's going to tap. He taps. Kurt Angle has won. He breaks the lock and is flat out on his back as the bell rings. Kurt is still our champion, but he isn't getting up. Eddie Guerrero, Kurt's real life best mate, obviously. Everyone knows that, really. Runs to the ring. Eddie cradles Kurt in his arms. Eddie is visibly crying. He says, please hang on, S.A. The paramedics will be here any second. Please. Kurt says, Kishi. Is he? Kurt says, you stopped him, S.A. You saved us all. Now relax until... But it's too late, for this is a day an Olympic champion died.
Oh my God, Lloyd.
Well, not died, actually, just passed out due to excessive blood loss. But you know what I mean. And the show goes off there.
Oh, good. Can't have our first champion being killed off at WrestleMania. Bloody Nora.
Did you like that one?
It was very good. It was very good.
Took me a while to write. The Obafemi match, I did write that beforehand. It was very close to what happened at WrestleMania. I was speaking to Chris about it when I saw him in St. Neots the other day, going, it's really plagiarism. Annoying. It's really annoying how close it was. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, like, it's all cool. it's good. The good news is, Jamie, we can sit back on the next show and relax and watch Chris do his thing.
So what have we got? We got the Fanny in the Bank casket match.
We got So let me go back. And so in order, he's got Kane versus The Miz versus Eddie Guerrero versus The Big Show in a Fanny in the Bank elimination casket match. He then has the Hardys versus Edge and Christian versus TBC for the tag titles. And he also has
Battle of the Balls
versus Jazz and the Battle of the Balls for the women's belt. He'll also have, he will also have Matt Menard, for some reason he's got 6 fucking arms, versus The Undertaker for the IC Championship, and 2 other matches I'll send his way as well. They'll be light. Probably,
nice.
I think Ober and Mark versus a bit of the Nations of Dominations, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, we'll come up with something.
And a Super Extremitus Championship match.
Yeah, maybe a Super Extremitus. He doesn't always have to fight TNA people now. He's won it. He can fight whoever. But we'll see how that works out in the next show or forthcoming shows. But yeah, really cool, man. Thanks for that. I enjoyed that. This is one of my highlights of the. You know what I mean? I love doing this. It was such a stupid idea.
The madness bit.
I didn't know if it was going to work at all, but we've made it into like our favourite bit of the show these days. So it is quite funny. And we all put a load of work in it as well. Like I did mine last weekend.
Yeah, massively.
I don't know. It was last weekend, last Thursday. I think I did mine. I can't remember when did I text you guys? It was definitely before the weekend.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, last week,
Wednesday or Thursday last week, and I was like, I've done it. But it taken me like 2 days of writing, basically, like in the evenings to get it right. And the only one I struggled with really was the Undertaker match because I didn't know really what to do. And I was getting a bit like, 'cause I knew that you had an idea as well of what you wanted to do. And I was like, I don't know where I'm going to go with this or how it's going to end or what I'm going to do with it. But I knew what I was going to do with the Kurt Angle match from like the start.
It's funny though when you start writing these things and you end up getting on a bit of a roll. Like when the Batman are 6 arms come into my head, I was like, and then like the things just start coming to your head. You just go in this like pit of madness, don't you? But it's so funny. And
there's a comic book Easter egg in my Kurt Angle match as well. So if anyone knows what that is, message me.
Don't message him ever.
Don't message me. But yeah. Yeah, let us know somehow.
Unless it's Easter egg related.
There is an Easter egg in there for you guys from a comic book perspective. I thought it was quite cool. But yeah, that's it. I mean, I think we've done coming up to like 2.5, 3 hours coming up now, haven't we? So
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we've had a long one now. So shall I send us home and then we'll prep ourselves for episode 101? How about that?
Yeah. Go on, mate.
Cool. Right. So as always, for the patrons, so if you want to join us on the Patreon, we have our 2 tiers as always. Tier 1, £4 gets in your door, gets you access to the Facebook group, shows early, plus all our bonus shows. As I said at the top of the show, Billy was this month's guest on Squared Roots. We've got 11 more episodes up there from all different people throughout the last sort of 8 months or so. So do check that out if you want to come join the Patreon group. And if you do join our top tier, as I mentioned, you get all those benefits, plus you get a physical card. They'll start shipping out hopefully in May. So we've got the designs that we're working on at the moment. We also are going to have an auto. So we are going to have an auto of someone within that set as well. So do look out for that and do sign up for the Patreon if you want to get involved in that. But in episode 100, as Laurie mentioned, we'll save all our favourite moments and bits and pieces for the next episode and try and insert some clips. Yeah. I've been going through and clipping some of the moments over the last 100 episodes, so I'm sure they will come up and we've got those pre-clipped. But I just want to do a quick roll call of kind of just some thank yous, really, for over the last 100 episodes. So got to thank the CFP first of all for bringing us all together. I know we bring them up on our annual shows and stuff like that, but if it had not been for us listening to them in the first place and them existing, then this show wouldn't exist, as we wouldn't know each other otherwise. So big thanks to those guys. And we've got to thank the Wizard Graham. Sorry.
It's all just for like literally, I'm like first thing this morning, I'm messaging Johnny about what happened in the NFL draft last night. You know what I mean? Like, Johnny's, a big part of my everyday life, not just my collecting life. You know what I mean? Like, it's so nice to have these friends, relationships with people that we share a common bond. You know what I mean? But ultimately, it's just lovely that these. It does feel like a family, and sometimes you don't get on with some of the certain people from the family, but ultimately, we're still, in the same family, really. So
in the same mad world of cards.
Exactly.
That's right. No, just do a quick roll call. So again, just the Wizard Graham Reed, as always, for being a bit of a cheerleader for us and also being our media man when it comes to doing video editing. Going to run through the guests that we've had over 100%. And it was amazing, actually, going through here, people we've connected with as a result of the podcast. So starting off right at the very beginning, our very first special, we had Travis, Tommy and Johnny on for our Japanese special way back in 2022. We've had Chris Van Vliet on the show twice, where he gave us a question for your Lloydie 5 questions and also Christmas messages. Walker Stewart, so we had him on, and he was our Hall of Fame voice before he got signed to New Japan. And again, a big coup to have, because 3 months later he was signed. Also, like kayfabe cards over the years.
Left us for what?
Left us for who? Sam from Kayfabe Cards, again, always been championing his cards when they've been released and done some kind of breaking news stuff with us from the very beginning. We've had Richard Sparks on, who is a Tops UK developer during the early 2000s, so he was a special guest. We've had people from WWE Home Video, so Daniel B. Rich Veligan, who's one of the big voices in Japanese cards. Tony Vella's been on about Raw Deal. K. Gus, LukeTheCardist, the custom art guys coming on. Richie Steamboat, son of Ricky the Dragon's been on as a guest here on the pod. Plus, we've had many people on who have been listeners of the podcast. The Chalkman, David Kiddill, Billy Celio, obviously. All the contestants from Ringmaster Quiz that we did during lockdown. And any of the listeners who ever left us messages from Christmases past, from Brian Lyons right through to Paul Anand. Gordo, got to give you a mention. Supporter from day one. First patron member. Our biggest prize winner. Scoops up all the prizes of the year. So, Gordo, I know Lloydie loves you really.
And the true love of my life.
But I mean, he was a day one from day one. So, props to Gordo on that side. And also got to thank sponsors who have parted with their own hard-earned cash to support our pod with our running costs as well. So, Kiddle Collects got straight on board. First of all, Scott Moore sponsored the show out of his own pocket just for himself. And then Card Tricks and, of course, the patrons have also supported us throughout the last few years as well. So big shouts to everyone. These are all guys that we didn't know really very well before the podcast. So, yeah,
Matt,
just wanted to run through people.
Adam Anwar. The list keeps going on. You know what I mean? Like, it's just... Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you. Like... we couldn't have done it without you, and so thank you so much. And it's very emotional, really, to be honest. I've been trying not to think about this part of the show, to be honest, all the way through the last 2 weeks, to be honest, because I mean, if I look back, it seems, I was talking to you guys about this, it doesn't seem like we've been doing it long, and that's generally because we've had so much fun doing it. But if you look back with all the crazy shit that's happened, all the fun stories we've had, like, we didn't know each other really before we started doing this. And we've just got to know each other via doing this and hanging out and like, just getting to know each other, you know what I mean? So it's been really cool. And I wouldn't have traded this experience for anything in the world. And so thank you so much, everyone. Trav, I love you. You know you do. Like, you mean the world to me. You always will do. Just thank you, everyone. You make my day better. And I hope sometimes, we do the same for you. So, cheers, guys.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it from my side, really. Just to do the mentions for Chris. I know, obviously, he echoes everything we've just said there as well. I'm sure he'll want to add his own notes next time round anyway. But if you do want to check out his YouTube feed, his Cambridge Trading Cards on YouTube, he has put some videos up of his Chrome box and also his Allure box. And of course, you can check him out over on eBay as well. We've just sent a load of bits and pieces off to him. So he's always updating stock on there. So if you ever want to look at anything wrestling card based, there is a whole variety of stuff on there. So do check out Cambridge Traded Cards on eBay. You can find us on Instagram. We are Squared Circle Reddit Pod on Insta. We don't bother with X no more. It's a load of crap. So just find us on Instagram. Yeah,
we're still on
and
there.
I think Lloydie.
We don't do anything on there. So.
So we're going to finish off the show with a little montage of Fuck John Cena's. I went through all the archive and picked out some of the best ones. So enjoy 2 minutes of Fuck John Cena, back with basic Thuganomics. And Lloydie, send us home.
For one last time ever. Never going to do this again. And fuck John Cena. Thank you very much, guys. Love you. Thank you. Thank you. And fuck Drake, apparently. And John Cena.
Hey all, sorry I missed today's show, and love John Cena.
I am now re-recording the Fuck John Cena because Jamie stopped it so early. We don't actually know if the Fuck John Cena is actually in the end of the recording. So, without further ado, and fuck John Cena. Love John Cena. So love John Cena. Next episode. Last word from me. Next episode. Hall of Fame. Mic drop. What else is there? Sure, there's nothing else. And love John Cena. Fuck John Cena. And love John Cena. Not fuck him.